Uh Honestly, I accidentally found myself in this live, so I'm not down to debate with you because I know you're just a left wingist and your irrational thought processes are gonna just piss me off. So, I'd rather not do this today. Well, just by your page and your posts in general. I mean, half your arguments in your debates are, and no, they're not invalid, but just your political view is so invalid in my opinion. And everybody has their own right to an opinion, and I respect that. So I'm not
Okay.
going to sit here and go back and forth with you.
Okay,
So
for everyone on the YouTube stream, I'm sorry, we got the mic now. I didn't have it selected. My bad, everybody. But anyways, so you're saying that half of my arguments are irrational. They don't make sense. They're not logically coherent. Would you mind like giving me a specific example of one of these arguments?
I mean, anything with the Charlie Kirk stuff. I mean, it's very
Okay, well,
evident that
when you're saying anything with the Charlie Kirk stuff, that is not a specific example. That's still a vague, broad category. So could you give me a specific example?
like I said, I'm not going to go back and forth with you. My knowledge on the subject isn't too far out there, so I'm not going
Okay.
to
Well, I mean, if you
say
can't give
anything.
like a specific example of like a quote unquote invalid argument that I make, I'm led to believe that you just assume them to be invalid because you reject what I say based upon bias instead of having good
And
reason.
that's why I
to
said
reject
everybody
them.
has the right to their own opinion, and that's why I don't want to sit here and go back and forth
If
with
everybody
you.
has the right to their own opinion, would you be okay with like a Nazi teaching your seventh grade daughter that Hitler was a good person and the Holocaust never happened because they have a right to their opinion?
Well, I don't feel like a subject of that matter would be ever taught in a school setting, and if it would, there would be lots of issues to follow up with that. So
No,
no,
no, no. I'm
I,
just
I
saying
don't agree with that.
if a grown Nazi like stands out front of your daughter's
Well,
school as
there's a
she's
lot of
walking out,
what
she's
ifs.
shouting
There's a
like
lot of what ifs out
it's called
there, and I'm
hypotheticals, yeah.
sure on each side that's very unethical in my opinion because, I mean, that would never go down in a school scenario ever in the United States of
Ah, you're also
America.
seeming like
So
not everybody has a right to their own opinion. How about this? Before you leave, give us one argument why you support Trump.
I just think
National
what
Hate
he's
the
doing for our
Galaxy.
country is very good for the blue collar working man. It's a very positive place for anyone trying to start a family or anything. The big bill that he's passed and all the perks that come with all these bills that he's passing and making America great again. And that's the main goal here. So
Okay, all right. Well, it's funny. So the first thing that you said when you joined the live was that you don't want to debate me because I'm just a left-leaning liberal with my biases. So I'm actually going to have you debate Elon Musk, Donald Trump's right-hand man. So Elon Musk called that big beautiful bill a disgusting abomination, and
but
now
that
you
was
may.
only after he got kicked out of office. And if he read his own bill, he didn't get actually. Sorry, he didn't get kicked out of office. He signed an agreement that only led him to, I believe, 120 days, and his term was over. And he never had an issue with the bill, and he knew the bill. Go look at Fox News. Go look at anything. He was very aware of this bill. And the second he got left office or left Trump's side, he only had an issue with it. There wasn't an issue until he was out and didn't have a say in things anymore. Yes or no?
Wow. So actually, no. I mean, even Elon Musk did affirm that Donald Trump was lying when he said that he never took private issue. Now, let me get this straight. So you're willing to even reject Donald Trump's own right-hand man, Elon Musk. So Elon Musk was hired into the federal government to cut down wasteful government spending. And then when he calls Donald Trump's policy wasteful government spending, all of a sudden he has TDS and
He
he's
was
no
a
better.
part of this
Hey, how
bill,
about
so
you
how
stop
can he?
interrupting me? I would really appreciate it if you just let me finish
Someone's
speaking.
getting heated.
Wait, it's like me getting heated and triggered to ask you not to interrupt me? How so?
Because I wasn't done talking and you interrupted me. But
I don't think
that's
I
why I
interrupted
don't
you.
want to do this with you today. Because I don't agree with anything
Well,
that
I
you
mean, it
say.
kind of sounds like
Your
you're
political
running.
view is different than no. The political view here is different. I have a very much different view than you, and I'd rather take my views and put them somewhere else rather than in your head where I'm just going to get criticized and critiqued on everything I believe in. And I'm not sitting here saying you're a bad person for what you believe in, but I think this conversation's over. Thank
Okay,
you.
well, before you run away, tell me where I'm wrong. The big beautiful bill is going to spend $4 trillion, and he left. Okay, all right. Well, Trump supporters, if you're going to want to come up here and debate, make sure that you're actually here to debate. I don't know, like the whole coping thing of, I'm not even going to debate him because I have my opinion, you have yours. Very intellectualist. He was obviously very scared. What's going on? How old are you? Hey, what's going on? VTZ, you're up in the live. How old are you?
Hey, Dean, 31.
31. You support Trump?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Before we hop into our debate, gotta thank Mariah Thank you so much, Mariah, for the $20 donation over on Venmo for my patience at work. I appreciate you for that love, Mariah, guys. Down below in that TikTok and YouTube chat, let's get at least 2,000 Mariah W's. That is MARIAH. If you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and my bio as well. But thank you so much for the $20, Mariah. That is incredibly kind of you as well. Real quick before we get this argument, I'd like to thank Lucy for the 10 Australian dollars over on YouTube Super Chat, saying, "Hey, Dean, listening from Australia, sending love. You're so smart, and I love you so much, and I'm grateful for your wisdom." Lucy, that is so incredibly kind of you. Huge shout out to both Lucy and Mariah. But take it away, man. Tell us why you support Trump.
First off, thanks for bringing me here, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course, bro.
Secondly, my main thing that I want to go over with you actually is one small comparison. So let's take the LGBTQ community in, for example, here, right?
Okay.
Would it be fair to say that, let's say, I don't have a number, let's say 1%, 3%, 5%, a small percentage of the country is involved in this, personally, like is like trans or gay, lesbian, however you want to identify, right? Let's say a small percentage of people. Would it be fair to also use the same argument for the illegal immigrants in the country causing crime? Being what I'm saying is that most illegal immigrants are not violent, obviously. Probably about 99% aren't. But even if 1% are, that still would be too many to be.
Okay, so what's the correlation between
country, right?
what's the correlation between gay people and undocumented immigrants committing crime?
Well, let's say, for example, that we're wanting to put in a lot of laws or things. Let's say bathrooms, for example, trans women in sports taking over certain parts of, the country. But that's such a small percentage of the citizens. So with that being said, would we not use the same argument for the illegal immigrants? So let's say, for example, I don't support trans women in sports, but you say that it's, they're right. So now let's use that same argument for the illegal immigrants. I would say that 1% being dangerous is considered too much. Would you agree?
How about you just make this? I think that you could make this argument without mentioning gay or trans people. I mean, you could just say that although there's less undocumented immigrants that commit crimes compared to citizens, and it's a very small proportion of undocumented immigrants that commit crimes, you still care about that because if it's anything but zero, then it's way too much, right? I think there's a way for you to make your argument without mentioning gay or trans people. Now,
I guess I was trying to make 2 points that are like a minority, if you will. You know what I mean? I had nothing against any gay people or anything by any means.
$5 over on YouTube Super Chat. So what's your argument? So it's something about undocumented immigrants. Are you basically saying that you agree with Donald Trump's mass deportation because there's some undocumented immigrants that commit crimes?
I think for me, I do not agree with a lot of stuff that Trump does, but I do agree with trying to get most illegal immigrants out of the country, yes.
Okay. Dylan, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. I appreciate you so much for the love. So, I mean, if your position that is any crime is too much crime, well, then you would care about the fact that Donald Trump is a 34-count convicted felon that was also adjudicated to have raped a woman, that is definitely admitted to a lot of things that should be criminal, such as when he boasted about walking into the changing rooms of half-naked teenage girls. Now, that aside, talking about undocumented immigrants, let's get our facts straight. So undocumented immigrants are less likely to commit all crimes compared to natural U.S.-born citizens. However, they still do commit some. My personal position is that I'm totally fine with deporting undocumented immigrants who have prior violent offenses. However, for undocumented immigrants that don't, I think they should be offered a pathway to residency or citizenship. And funny enough, this will actually prevent more crime than mass deportation. And here's why. Could we agree that a lot of violent crime is consequential of poverty?
Yes.
Okay. Well, mass deportation slows GDP growth by $300 billion per year, takes $100 billion out of the hands of our government that they could be spending on social safety nets for low-income Americans. It forces millions of people out of the American labor force. It cripples our industries. And it overall reduces the average qualities of life and is probably conducive towards slightly higher levels of poverty, which under your view would be conducive towards slightly higher levels of crime. So I'm actually led to believe that because mass deportation would hurt the socioeconomic conditions for the people in this country, it would therefore also lead to higher levels of crime.
I am glad that you mentioned the money that would potentially be wasted on doing this. I would like to counter your argument by saying that, let's say it costs $100 billion to put all this together, to get all these people out of here, right? I think you provided a number like that. Let's say $100 billion. How much did we spend? How much did we give to Ukraine and other countries for stuff that doesn't directly affect us?
So it costs $175 billion in upfront costs just to get the mass deportation done. And then there's a recurring opportunity cost of $100 billion per year because that's what they pay in taxes. Now, we sent $32 billion to Ukraine per year.
Okay, now let's say now we're talking about how much it's going to cost to keep these legal immigrants out per year, right? So are we the only country, you think, having this discussion about, border policies? Like, I
Obviously
feel like
not.
I feel most countries have some type of policy where people can't just walk in and do what they want. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're right. I'm not
Right.
advocating for open borders. I'm advocating for mass amnesty for undocumented immigrants because it increases the qualities of lives for all Americans, and it makes the material conditions for everybody in this country better, as well as it sets our country up for more success because it galvanizes our industries and allows for a more productive economy. Now, that's placing America first. If you were a true American patriot, you'd be clapping and agreeing with me right now. But because you're not, and you have this contorted notion of what it means to put America first, and you think that putting America first means slowing our GDP growth, crippling our industries, and taking money out of the hands of our government that they could be spending on our citizens, you disagree with me.
I disagree with you about 50%. I think that it's really important for people like you and I that, disagree with who we vote for example, to at least find some type of agreement along something. A lot of these people, I've seen some clickbait videos, you obviously, where, it probably shows stuff out of context. You know what I mean? You seem like a reasonable guy overall,
Can I-
which I respect.
I
But
appreciate
a
that.
lot
Man.
of things.
Can I have you
Yeah, sorry.
answer to something that I brought up earlier? Because the
Yeah.
first thing that you said when you joined the live was crime. So do you think that we should be tough on crime?
Yes,
Okay, if we should be tough on crime, why did you put a criminal into the Oval Office?
that's a great question. I'm very glad you brought that up. Did I or did I not read something not long ago where those 34 counts were all dropped?
You didn't.
I did not.
Nope.
Okay, so can you provide me information on what's going on with that?
Yeah. So this was like 6 months ago. He was found guilty, and then maybe 3 months ago he was sentenced for the felony counts. Since he was sentenced for the felony counts that he's found guilty for, there's been no successful appeal, and they haven't been dropped. Nope.
Okay, that's interesting. So let's switch this over to the Biden family, for example,
Okay.
or Joe Biden specifically. I suppose.
I mean, I don't think that you saying that you're tough on crime, then me asking you, well, then why did you put a criminal in the White House? And then you saying, oh, but Biden, the last president that didn't even end up running against Trump in the general election, is an answer.
I'm
In
trying
fact,
to
I
make a
think it's quite
comparison.
irrelevant. But I mean, go for it if you want. I just don't think it's relevant at all.
I'm just trying to make a comparison. You know what I mean, for the sake of argument, right?
Okay.
So Joe Biden, pardoning Fauci before anything even happened. Like, Fauci wasn't actually technically ever sentenced for anything, right? So he was like pre-pardoned for something that might happen with something.
I would have done
What
that
was
too.
about?
That was a great idea from Biden.
But for what exactly? Weren't they able to
Oh, for sure.
not
I could
sue
tell you.
them
I could-
based off of that?
I could tell you. Oh, I could absolutely fucking tell you why that was a great idea. It's because
All right, go on,
Donald
go on.
Trump has been talking about how he wants to lock up his political rivals since he started running for the presidency in 2015. Okay, he's been talking about how he wants to lock up the Biden crime family, about how he wants to put Fauci in jail, how he wants to sentence Hillary Clinton to prison, and I mean he was able to do this to Hillary Clinton in his first term. He ended up throwing a baseless investigation against her, and she had to appear and testify and under deposition for like over 30 hours, even though she didn't do anything, right? So obviously, like the blanket pardon of Fauci, himself, family members, etc., that's just to keep them out of the baseless lawfare that Donald Trump definitely intended and explicitly said he wanted to throw their way. I mean, think about it this way. If you had an absolute lunatic, a madman threatening you and your family and saying the day he's able to buy a GUN or get power, he is going to walk into your house through your front door and unalive your family, you're obviously going to make sure that your door is locked at night. You're going to make sure that you and your family are okay. So you're not going to be hurt. You're not going to be hurt. You're not going to be harmed. You're not going to be prosecuted by this lunatic. I mean, that's essentially what Biden did for himself, his family, and Fauci. I completely support
Yeah,
it.
I don't fully disagree with that. If that's the logic that like you're basing this off of as to like why he did it, I would not deny that being good. That's not a good idea, no matter who you are. So
All right. Now, next
that being
question.
said-
Next question.
Oh,
If
yep,
there's
go
an
ahead.
immigrant that wants to legally immigrate into America and Border Patrol figures out that they've been held civilly liable for the violent sexual abuse of a woman, do you think that they should be allowed to legally immigrate into this country?
No.
Okay, so then why should they be allowed to become president given that they're a citizen?
Well, I think that if you want to have trust in the justice system, that if they were to find that everything was, if he was guilty of everything, if the justice system is not corrupt and it does what it's supposed to do, then he shouldn't have become president. So if that is, and if he was president, then clearly they thought that, those 34 counts were not justifiable. I mean, that's why. I mean,
No,
if you want to have faith in the
talking
justice
about,
system,
I'm
you know what I
talking
mean?
about, no, if you want to have faith in the justice system because you're a member of the party of law and order, then you wouldn't support Donald Trump today because a unanimous jury of 9 adjudicated that he had raped a woman. Okay, and it's not like our Constitution prevents adjudicated rapists or 34 count felons from running for the presidency. If Jeffrey Dahmer was alive today, he could technically run. Okay, it is you and every other fake patriot that voted for him, empowered him, and made him the president that didn't care about the fact that he'd been held liable for the rape of a woman. It is you that didn't care that he'd been convicted of 34 felony counts. But then it is you who turns around and tells undocumented immigrants, these people that only came into our country the use of illegal means because the legal means of immigration take too long, 10 to 15 years on average, that they're the real problem, that they are the scum of the country, that they're poisoning the blood of America, and that they're the true criminals, and they're the enemy in which we all need to fight against. No, the enemy is within the Oval Office, and I mean that literally.
No, I think the point that you're trying to make right now is directed towards the extremists that belong on both sides. I think the average American person just wants to see like what's going to be most helpful for them, and like their house payments, their mortgages, their car insurance, etc. I do think, and this will be my last point, so you can go on to the next person. I do think that what's really interesting and funny to me is that I believe that Joe Biden originally was elected because people would have voted for anybody that wasn't Trump. And I think the reason Trump won most recently is because people would vote for anyone that wasn't Kamala. So I think that kind of it went like full circle there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Can you
well,
agree to that to a little bit?
No, I can't. So, I mean, 35% of respondents to exit polls following the outcome of the election said that they voted for Trump because of the inflation caused by the pandemic, and they basically blame that on Biden and Harris. So, I mean, I think I disagree. But if you're telling me that you voted for Trump because you'd vote for anybody but Harris, what is the worst
No,
thing?
not me. I'm not me specifically. I'm just saying most people. I think I'm a normal average guy. I don't like look at like stupid shit like that. But I could see like the average person. I mean, you would make this argument the average, Democrat.
Wait. You just
Oh,
said
sorry.
that you're a normal average guy, and for that reason, you didn't vote for Trump because you would have voted for anybody but Harris. But now you're going on to say that the normal average person voted for Trump because they'd vote for anybody but Harris.
I feel like you might be mixing my words, but that's okay. That's not what I meant to say. What I was about to say was that I think that like most people really did not like the idea of Kamala just kind of like being on the ballot all willy-nilly.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm here
People
to,
didn't like that.
I want to debate you about what you believe in. So why did you not like Kamala Harris?
I did not like Kamala Harris for that. Actually, that mostly for that last point that I just made. I didn't like that she just got thrown in there all willy-nilly, and then people weren't able to vote her in. I know that she was vice president. I'm well aware of that. But I do feel like it got rid of a little bit of the process there by just tossing her in there. Like, oh, she's clearly the most qualified because she's vice president.
Wait, are you
People didn't necessarily vote for her to become president, like for the ballot.
Are you a registered Republican or Democrat?
Republican.
Okay, so if she did have a primary election, you wouldn't have been able to vote for her anyways.
Maybe I would have switched. You never know.
No. Like retrospectively, you would have had to have been a registered Democrat before the general election in order to have the chance to vote for any primary candidate in the Democratic primary, right? So,
but regardless,
even if she did run in a primary, you wouldn't
right?
have been able to vote for her yourself. So why does this make you not want to vote for her in the general election? Because even if she did run in a primary, you wouldn't have been able to vote for her in that either.
Well, even if it was an option, if I felt like she was, qualified to earn my vote, I would have switched over.
No. It wouldn't have been an option. Registered Republicans do not have the option to vote in Democratic primaries.
Like, what?
You didn't know
Really?
that? Yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah, you have
That's
to be a
hilarious.
registered Democrat in order to vote in Democratic primaries, and you have to be a registered Republican in order to vote in Republican primaries, yeah.
That's hilarious. I had no idea. All right, Dean. Well, I'm gonna let you go here. Thank you very much for your time. I hope everyone is nice to you and they're not being fucking weird like they have been. So have a good day, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you for keeping it respectful, man. I do much better than like the 15 people coming up here and screaming the N-word. Let's go to get that next guest loaded into the live. We got the Mechanic Man loading up as we speak. Let's see, Ryan. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat over on YouTube. Ryan says these live streams are the only thing that get me through my workday. You know what, Ryan? I could agree. These streams go fast. I appreciate you for the $20, Ryan. That is so incredibly kind of you. I'd also like to thank. Let's see here. Everyone just give us a minute. Chandler, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. Chandler says, thank you for educating me. My family has always been diehard Republican, and I've just never really looked into politics like that. But after watching you, I'm lived out. Dude, let's go. Show some love to Chandler down below in the chat. What's up, the Mechanic Man? Are you MAGA?
No.
Mechanic Man, hello. You're on the live in front of, let's see here, nearly 15,000 people. Are you here? Doesn't look like they're here, so we're going to move on to the next guest. Young man, I see that you're spamming MAGA 27 Army down below in that chat. Love to chat. Let's go and get that next guest up here. Go ahead and spam MAGA down below in that chat if you'd like to join. What's going on? You support Trump, Dylan?
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right, how do you, man?
Yeah, I'd support him. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
How old are you?
I'm 23.
Great, man. Tell us why you support Donald Trump, in my mind, the worst president of both of our lifetimes. Take it away.
Well, I'd say I support him just based off of I remember right out of high school, I remember I started working at was my first job at Walmart. I started working. Okay, so the money that I would say that I was getting at that time, I remember I used to be able to go out and I could get lunch for $4
Okay, I'm sorry.
and have like.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, no, you're
This,
good. No,
this
you're
is
good.
this is probably disrespectful, but like, can I just sum your argument up in a sentence? The prices were lower under Trump's first term. They were higher under Biden. So you wanted to vote for Trump again to have lower prices, right?
Well, not only that, but there was a lot more that was going to get to it. But
Okay,
you're fine.
No,
man. Like, you're good.
Feel free to get to those things as well. Take it away.
Okay, so my point that I was talking about money and stuff, and I guess what your dollar that you get is worth, what you can use with it in your life. And well, anyways, on top of that, I would say, just like I'm saying, all the prices were way cheaper. Keep in mind that it was pre-COVID. I will say it was pre-COVID. Okay, and when he was in, and COVID happened, all inflation and everything, and the stock market and all that, it crashed.
Okay.
And then so we're here now.
Okay. So
Well,
in one
I'd get
sentence
sent.
or less, did you vote for Donald Trump for lower prices?
Yes. Well, no, not for lower prices,
What did you? Okay. Why do you?
but I
support
voted for him. Yeah.
Trump? Okay. Why do you support him? Because that's quite. In two sentences or less, why do you support Trump?
2 sentences or less, you say, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right. I support him because based off of what I've seen and everything that I've seen happen when he was in, and based on what he talks about and his values of what he has put out, I don't know.
Okay, so wait. So you're saying
Why
that
is it
you
always
you're
have
saying
to
that
be
you
two
sup-
sentences?
you're
It's
saying
a
you're
debate,
saying
right?
that you support Trump because you have a values that align with his values. So what values do you hold that align with the values that Trump holds? What are they?
Supportive of the veterans.
Oh, buddy. Let's talk about that. Supporting the veterans. Can we agree that every military member in America, when joining the military, took an oath to uphold the American Constitution, and the veterans that have served this country put their lives on the line to defend the American Constitution? Can we agree there?
Yes,
Okay. So
I
now,
can agree.
Now, this is a hypothetical. Silly liberals and their silly hypotheticals. So I'm not talking about Trump. Trump hasn't done this. Trump is a good, respectable man. If anything, I'll be talking about Biden or some hypothetical president here. If a hypothetical president explicitly called for the termination of the Constitution, that would be incredibly disrespectful to all veterans since they were willing to die to protect the Constitution, right?
Yes.
Boom, read it. Out loud.
So, with the revelation of massive and widespread fraud and deception, and working closely with big tech companies and DNC and the Democratic Party, do you know the presidential election results of 2020 out and declared the rightful winner? Do you have what's it cut up? Is it just a new election?
Yeah.
Okay, a massive fraud of this type and magnitude allows for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution.
Okay.
Our great founders did not
Do not want to condone
want.
false and fraudulent
Okay.
elections. Yep. So basically, you told us that if we did have a president that called for the termination of the Constitution, you'd say that is incredibly disrespectful to veterans. So Donald Trump has done that. You just read him saying that on Truth Social, December of 2022. So doesn't this absolutely contradict, refute, and disprove your original claim that he cares about veterans? Because how could in one breath he care about veterans, but in the next breath he is so totally disrespectful to them, he's willing to call for the abolition of the Constitution, which is something they've fought, died, and been willing to lose their lives to protect.
Um, I mean, people post stuff on Twitter all the time, and it doesn't exactly mean that's what they say. I've seen plenty of wild stuff people say on Twitter.
Right. Well, he's a president.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, he's not just like some fucking 14-year-old shit poster. Okay. He's a president.
Yeah. Well, everybody's different. Plenty of the other presidents done plenty of a lot of different things.
Okay, so I just want to clarify that basically, like, your retort to me showing you a screenshot of a statement made by Trump calling for the termination of the Constitution is that although he did explicitly call for the termination of the Constitution, he didn't want the termination of the Constitution. I feel like this is a prime example of mental gymnastics. Now, you may ask, what are mental gymnastics?
Well, can
mental
I ask you
gymnastics
something
are
now?
basically where you try to contort and change reality to fit your narrative, and you build reality based upon your beliefs instead of building your beliefs based upon reality. You know what I mean?
Well, I know in reality, a lot of people say lots of crazy things. And it doesn't necessarily mean, like, if somebody says they're going to go down the street and steal somebody's dog, doesn't mean they're going to do it.
Well,
No.
I mean, wait. So basically, you're telling me of like some 16-year-old in your high school posted a picture on a Snapchat story saying that tomorrow he was going to shoot up the school. Like, you don't think that he should be investigated by the local PD because a lot of people say crazy shit.
Oh,
that they
for
don't mean?
sure. That is a threat to people.
Okay. Oh, wait. So if
And
it's
can cause bodily harm.
Wait. So if it's threat to people to threaten people, then it'd be a threat to the Constitution to threaten the Constitution. This is common sense, my man.
Okay, well, can I ask you some things? Since I've been
Sure.
debating your thing?
Sure. I mean, I guess if you just want to braze over that, act like it didn't happen, yeah, you could ask me a couple things. Before you do, I need to thank Cloudy.
Well, no, it's a debate.
No,
It's
you're
a
right.
debate.
It's a debate.
I mean,
It's a
I'm
back
just
and forth.
trying to-
It's a debate. You're right. It's a back and forth. I'll give you the mic, man.
'Cause
But before I do, I got to
The
thank
one
Cloudy.
thing too
All right.
is or go ahead.
Okay,
No,
just
you're
real
good,
quick.
go ahead.
Cloudy, thank you for the $20
Finish what
super
you're
chat
saying.
over on YouTube. Cloudy says, just wanted to say thanks for educating others, including myself. I appreciate you for the love, Cloudy. Show some love to Cloudy down below. As well as KMW, thank you for the $20 super chat, saying thank you for these live streams. I appreciate you for your kindness, KMW. You are awesome. As well as Jennifer with the $10 over on the YouTube super chat. Guys, thank you so much for the love. As well as Gary, that is Garree with the $10 over on PayPal. Thank you so much. Elizabeth with the $2 on Venmo. And Condra, thank you so much for the $15 on Venmo. If you're watching and you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio if you're watching on TikTok. And it's in the pinned message over on the YouTube stream. But take it away, man. You have the mic.
Okay. Could I ask you? I remember you were talking about. I know you were talking about a couple things. I'm trying to think of what exactly it is. You mentioned about. Fuck. What was it? I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of exactly what it was.
Oh, no, man, don't worry. Take your time, bro. Take your time. How about this? Let's go and get another Trump supporter up here to debate with you. So while you're thinking about that, if you are MAGA and you'd like to come up here and debate alongside Mr. Dylan here, let me know down below in that chat. We will pull you up. We'll have a good faith, honest discussion. Isn't that right, everybody? Isn't that right? Also, all right, we got Sergio. Sergio, what's up? Are you MAGA just like Dylan down here?
Of course, man.
How old are you?
I am 19.
What year were you born in?
2006, May 18th.
Great. Lorna, that is Lorna. Thank you for the $15 donation over on PayPal. They say, for being a cool kid. Lorna, I love you. Let's get some, let's get some love to Lorna down below. So take it away.
No, sorry. Yeah, you can go. I was talking to somebody.
No, so I just wanted to say before I start, man, I respect your opinions. I ain't trying to argue too much, you know. And I just want to say that I support Donald Trump because I feel like he, you know, what he says, he does. And
No, he doesn't. Come on, bro.
especially when
doesn't.
other politicians just talk, you know, he actually, you know, does what he says. Because, for example, you know, under Trump's first term, we had like historic growth, especially with we were at a 50-year low with jobs and unemployment rates, and he like delivered over 7 million new jobs.
Okay. So real quick, are you saying that because under Donald Trump's administration, we had one of the lowest levels of unemployment in 50 years, it must mean that he caused it?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? My bad.
Are you saying that because while Trump was president In America, we had a 50-year low level of unemployment. That must mean that he caused it, just because it happened under his administration.
I mean, I'm not gonna say he's like. I mean, I feel like 7 million's a big, pretty like.
So we
It's a
just say
big
that he's
number.
responsible for it because it happened under his administration.
I feel like
You'll call that one of his accomplishments because it happened under his administration. He was responsible for it.
yeah, I feel like to a certain point it has to be.
Okay.
So
Okay. So you're basically saying because we had a 50-year low level of unemployment under his first term, to a certain degree, he was responsible for it. Okay. Well, I think that your logic is shit, but I will accept it for my
I
retort.
appreciate it.
We also had the highest level of unemployment in the last 100 years under his first presidency in April of 2020 at 14.8%. So in the same way, he'd have to be responsible for the 50-year low. You'd agree that he also has to be responsible for the 100-year high, right?
I mean, damn, you fucking cooked me. Uh, I'm, I'm, I guess I don't know.
Oh, okay. I mean, it doesn't really seem that good for the economy now. And you're also just saying, well, there's 7 million new jobs created in the American economy during his presidency. Okay, well, there's actually like 10 million jobs lost as well. So, I mean, he's one of the only two presidents to oversee an economy during his administration with a total net loss in jobs. You'd also have to say he's responsible for that. I mean, COVID also just happened in the country during his presidency. That killed millions of people. According to your logic, he's responsible for that as well.
I mean, I feel like now you're just throwing random ass numbers, you know?
Well, I'm just talking about things that happened under his administration, and I'm just baselessly saying that they're caused by him. I think that's a bad way to evaluate the efficacy of an administration. I think if we want to tie them to something that happens in the country, we'd have to demonstrate how they caused it by naming off what they did specifically, such as a policy they helped influence to get passed or an executive order they signed into law. So that's why I'd say that Donald Trump is not responsible for the 100-year high in unemployment. I think that was caused by the pandemic. But I also don't think that he's responsible for like 7 million new jobs created or a 50-year low level of unemployment.
I mean, but let's move on. Can we move on to like the criminal justice, you know?
Oh, sure. You want to talk about how he's a 34-count convicted felon, adjudicated rapist? Take it away.
Yeah, but if you think about it, you know, didn't he sign the First Step Act into law?
Yeah, he did sign a bipartisan bill that Republicans refused to pass under Obama and only allowed to be passed once a Republican was in office. Yeah, he did sign that into law. That's true.
And like, can I ask your opinion on that?
Yeah, I think that the First Step Act was great. It was bipartisan, and it really sucks that the Republicans in Congress refused to pass it when Obama was president.
So, what do you like really like hate about him? You know, I can't.
Oh,
Really
well, I mean, maybe we could agree here. So, something under the First Step Act was to like reduce or prevent the use of the death penalty for like DRUG dealers. But he actively campaigned on and says that he wants to be able to pass a new piece of congressional legislation to sentence DRUG dealers to death. So, if you agreed with the First Step Act, you would obviously disagree with the criminal justice reform he's advocating for today, right?
I mean, you know, going back to the fact that you said, you know, that he's done stuff. Let's say, you know, I feel like if he's actually done all these bad things, he definitely wouldn't be put into office. You know,
Bruh, you voted for him, even though you know that he's done these bad things. Come on, think.
is it confirmed he's done these bad things?
Yes. In fact, it is confirmed by a criminal court and a civil court. 2 unanimous juries. Yep.
You got me, man. Thank you.
Yeah, Sergio, have a good rest of your day, man. So, you know, looks like Sergio admitted defeat. I actually appreciate that. Good for that guy. I appreciate that, Sergio. So, while I was talking to Sergio, there, Dylan, do you remember what you wanted to say to me?
Yeah, I remember you're obviously you use a lot of statistics whenever you're looking into anything, and you want to get the facts, right?
Right.
For whatever you're looking at. Do you think you could look something up for me? Like,
What do you want?
look up top shareholders for, I don't know, you pick whatever news channel you want, top shareholders.
Why? How is this relevant to like why you support Trump? I guess.
Well, it's not even really about supporting Trump. it's about what's right for the people, kind of, in my head as well.
All right, Dylan, I appreciate you so much for the time, man. At this point, I am going to move on to the next guest. Only reason I'm moving on is because I think that, we kind of exhausted your arguments there. But I do appreciate you for coming up, man. We're going to get that next guest in here right now. If you're part of the 12.7 thousand people watching on TikTok right now, make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen, sharing out that live with a handful of friends. And go ahead and put I support Trump in the comment section if you want to come up here and have a conversation with me. What's going on, Mr. Nathan? Do you support Trump?
What's up, Dean? Okay, so I'm 51 backwards, but don't.
No, I gotta kick you, bro. Moving on to the next guest, MAGA King. Hopefully they come up here and cook me, right? Yeah, let's gonna get that next guest up in the live. But before we do, Kelly, thank you for the $50 super chat over on that YouTube stream. Oh my goodness gracious, Kelly. Thank you so much for the love. Can we get 500 Kelly W's down below in the comment section for that insane kindly donation? Thank you for the love. As well as Cloudy, thank you for another $10 donation over on Super Chat. Ocean, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Ruby with the $11.11 saying Dean for president. Maybe one day, I don't know. But thank you for the $11. That is incredibly kind of you, Ruby. And once again, if you are watching and you're like, hey, this Dean guy is cool, I want to support him, keep the stream running for 4 hours a day, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on my TikTok account, as well as you could find them in the pinned message on YouTube. And if you're watching on YouTube and you do want to support me, I'd recommend supporting me over Venmo and PayPal before Super Chat, because I get 100% of all the proceeds on Venmo and PayPal. Meanwhile, I only get around 30% on YouTube Super Chat. But I appreciate every single person in here for all the love. What's going on, Mr. MAGA King? Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to need you to speak up a little bit, come a little bit closer. Bless me, to that mic. How old are you?
18.
All right, bro. Dude, what's going on with your mic? It kind of sucks, man. But why do you...
What's wrong with my mic?
I'm sorry, man. I'm going to just move on to, let's see here, KGC Productions. What's up, KGC? You support Trump?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up? You support Trump?
Yes, sir.
Is that an EcoBoost in your profile picture?
No, sir. That's a built MT82 car, so it's a built 5.0, forged internals and everything.
Okay, I'm not gonna rage. I was gonna rage bait you and just say that it was an EcoBoost, but I actually have respect for the build. That's pretty sick, man. Forged
Appreciate
5.0.
it, man.
That's awesome. Holy fuck, that's really
Yeah.
cool.
So,
But take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
Yeah. So for me, it wasn't too hard of a choice. I was trying to like weed out who was in the right, who was in the wrong, and I kind of watched. The Democratic Party wanted to call anyone who supported Trump tell them they're in a cult. But then I watched, Biden get weeded out, and everyone just immediately hopped on the Kamala train, and all of a sudden Kamala was the best choice for America, even though she wasn't, the month prior. So I don't know. Because I tried to weigh my options, because I was a big Obama guy, even though I couldn't even vote back then. I'm only 25. Because a lot of people, give him a bad rep and everything, but I've always been a big, supporter of him. I kind of jump back and forth between Democrat and Republican, and it just seems like the hypocrisy of the Democratic Party just kind of threw me off.
Oh, can we play a game?
Play a game?
Yeah, I have a really fun game that we can play. Are you ready?
Yeah, we can do whatever.
Okay, so you just accused the Democrats of being hypocritical, and sure, I think that there's been a couple things that Democrats have done that is hypocritical, but I think that the most hypocritical politician we've ever had run in this country is yours truly, Donald Trump. So here's the proposition of the game I want to play. We're gonna do a back and forth where I say one thing hypocritical that Donald Trump has done, and then you take the mic and you tell me one thing hypocritical that the entirety of the Democratic Party has done. I'll make it easier for you and harder on me. Is this a fair game? We'll see who runs out first. Okay, all right, I'll start. It was incredibly hypocritical when Donald Trump claimed to be tough on crime, but then the moment the criminal justice system was tough on the crimes he committed, he claimed to be the victim and wanted to arrest the people that charged him. That was very hypocritical.
That was hypocritical. Yeah, I'll give you that.
So now it's your turn.
I'm not like praise either side. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, watching. I guess it was the main thing for me was watching the fall off of Biden, and then watching everyone support him, and then the next month, all of a sudden,
Everyone supported Kamala
Republican
Harris the next
Party.
month, dude. Because it was because people supported Biden because they supported now, one second. Allow me to finish. People supported Biden because they supported the accomplishments of the Biden-Harris administration. Okay, they were. They were great for this country. Now, Kamala Harris was the vice president of the Biden-Harris administration and helped pass every single one of those bills and helped push our country in a better direction. So in my mind, it's not hypocritical at all, and it makes total sense for us to go from supporting Biden when he was running against Trump to go to us supporting Kamala Harris when she was running against Trump. That's not hypocritical, right? That's just the right thing to do.
I mean, because I know earlier you were telling the one kind of slower talking guy. No, actually, I think it was 2 viewers before him. My bad. I've been watching for a little bit. You were telling him, like, why does it matter to you that Kamala was just kind of thrown in because you couldn't have voted on the Democratic, I guess, side anyways. And I was just kind of sitting back like, dang, that's crazy to tell a guy like, well, other Americans who are Democrats shouldn't be able to vote on that. And
Okay, so I want to clarify. Like, obviously, it would have been preferable if there was a primary process, like in the election.
Yeah.
And I think that this would have implied that Biden would have stepped down sooner. But she was still voted in by over 50% of the delegates, and nobody chose to run against her because she was the sitting VP. And then this also doesn't mean that she wasn't qualified. Like, she was incredibly qualified. Like, what is like one bad thing about Kamala Harris, or even like one good thing about Trump?
I mean, like I said,
Like, can you be clear? Can you be very clear?
Too much on either side. I'm kind of.
You're not too much on any side. Well, you told us that you
I'm kind
support
of
Trump.
stuck in the
and
middle, if that makes sense.
Stuck in the middle. I don't even
Yeah.
know what that means. So, like, what's keeping you leaning towards Trump? Name one reason why you like Trump. Name one good thing Trump has done.
I've just kind of seen what he's done with the economy, and I know it's easy to
Wait. Name one good economic policy of Trump's that you like.
Well, it was mainly for me. So I have 2 daughters, and I have a 3rd daughter on the way. And just for me, my family owns a small business. That's where I work. I'm actually eating lunch in our building right now. For us, we just did so well under his first term.
Okay.
I mean, we did amazing
So,
numbers.
what did he do to cause you to do well, or what did Biden and Harris do to cause you to do worse?
So for us, we move ocean containers in and out of the ports here in South Carolina. And I will admit, when Trump had this whole tariff battle going on, that kind of had us struggling. So again, like, I'm kind of in the middle. So I'm
gonna give it one last attempt. So the question that I've
Okay.
asked you is to name one Trump policy that you're a fan of, or one thing that Donald Trump has done that you're a fan of. If you cannot answer this question, I'm gonna move on to the next guest.
Well, I don't know the exact policy, but I know we had some tax breaks under his administration, and they helped, but I don't know the exact. I'm not big on the whole.
So I have a question. Is your family in like the top 20% of income earners in America?
They are not.
So you're going to have your taxes increased by Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill. The Center on the Budget and Policy Priorities did a study on the totality of the bill, and the conclusion of that study tells us that the after-tax income will be reduced for the 80% of income earners in this country. So, I mean, if you're looking for lower taxes, obviously Donald Trump isn't your guy today, and you should probably revoke your support.
Yeah, I'll have to look into it. Like I said, I'm kind of in the middle. So, I mean, for me, if I see a better option for the Democrat Party at the next go round, I mean, I'm not against,
Well, man, at this point, I'm going to move on to the next guest. I appreciate you for coming up. And once
appreciate
again,
you, man.
that's a sick-ass Forge 5-0, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
Of course. What's up, Logan? You support Trump?
Yes.
How old are you?
18.
18. What year were you born in?
07.
07. What month?
February.
February. Perfect. All right. Awesome. Real quick before we hop into a debate, Sarah, that is Sara, thank you so much for the $50 donation over on Venmo. Sarah says, for respecting human rights and for having common sense. I really appreciate you for that love, Sarah. Can we please get 500 Sarah W's down below in that comment section right the hell now? I'd also like to thank Elsa for the 5, Andre for the 5, and Maggie, thank you so much for the 3. You guys are so incredibly kind. Show some love to Sarah, Elsa, Andrea, and Maggie down below in that comment section. And Mr. Logan, take us away. Tell us why you support the worst president of your lifetime, President Donald J. Trump.
He is far from the worst. And I heard earlier you said Trump was a felon, which he is, but so was Martin Luther King, and so was Gandhi.
Okay.
But they all made the world better.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I'd say that like felons can make the world better, However, I think that if you are going to run for president as a felon and say that we need to destroy our country, slow GDP growth, and reduce government income to deport felons because of how bad their felonies are, undocumented immigrants, that makes you a hypocrite.
No.
Okay, tell me why. Okay, he just left. Okay. Okay, all right. See you later. See you later. See you later. Good try. Gotta say. Great try. Moving on to the next guest. Let's go to get that next guest up in the box. All right, here we go, guys. Gotta let me know down below in that comment section if you are MAGA and you support Trump. Let's see here. Yo, I hate Dean. Thank you for the $10 donation over on PayPal just to tell me that you hate me. I'm gonna donate those $10 over to Planned Parenthood. Go you, slay. Thank you so much for the love. Also, Konya with a 5. And Anonymous, thank you for the $30 donation over on PayPal. Anon says, please don't say my name. Love what you do. Hopefully, Charlie Kirk will stop running and finally sit down so you can cook him again. I appreciate that, Anon. Let's get at least 300 Anon W's down below in that comment section. Hell yeah. All right, what's up, Marco? You MAGA?
Yeah, I'm MAGA.
You're MAGA. All right, sweet. How old are you?
19.
19. What year are you born in?
April 28, 2006.
April 20th, 2006. And why do you support Trump?
Well, that's way just because
April.
I play a lot of Fortnite and I have the one that did Wadle
Oh,
and
wait.
playing with you.
Wait. You're lying about your age. You'd be 19. So goodbye.
That's what I said, actually.
No, you said 18, actually. We're going to move on to the next guest. Everyone, we got Jarn loading up into the box. Go to drop a MAGA down below in that comment section if you want to come up here and debate, guys. What's going on, Jarn? You MAGA? Wait. Chatty said 19?
Hello?
What the fuck? Chat, wait. Everybody, did he say 19? I'm going crazy. Wait, whoa. Oh my God. What the hell? All right, bro, hop back in that queue. I'll let you back up here. Oh, wait, I mean, actually, no, he's yapping about Renegade Raider in Fortnite. I'm actually not gonna let you back up here because you were a troll. But oh my God, am I okay? Am I good? I swear to, I have total confidence and conviction that he said 18. But if everybody listening says that he said 19, I'm wrong. And you guys are right. Okay, I'll concede that he said 19. You guys are right. But what the hell? Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy how the human brain can work like that. I'm just gonna believe that you guys aren't gaslighting me. There's so many people saying it that I must have just been totally delusional. What's up, Sean? You support Trump?
Oh, Cookie King fucking mogs you, bro.
You know what mogs you? Job applications. Every time you've sent one in, you've been rejected. Gagged. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. What's up, Tyler? How old are you?
Yo, I'm 18. I'm from the UK, 2006, September.
Sorry, man. I gotta kick you. Get on with talk to people from America here. Appreciate you, though. We got Mike loading up into the queue. Here we go, everybody. Let's get Mike on that line, everyone. All right, we got Mike on that line. We got them loading in, quite frankly. I kind of want to talk to some older Trump supporters. I'm not going to lie. If you are an older Trump supporter and you support Trump and you want to come up here and debate, let me know down below in that chat. We will get you loaded into the live ASAP, literally right now as we speak. Let me know down below in that comment section if you want to come up and debate. Let me know.
Capital Z as in zebra.
Hello, Juicy Jules. You MAGA? Okay, guess not. What we're talking about capital Z's and Z. I don't even know what they're talking about. Okay. All right, everybody, moving on to the next guest. Here we go. Let's go and get them loading up into the stream literally right now. Hello, do you support Trump, Mimo?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh my God, why?
Sorry, is my voice deep? Anyways,
no, I'm just asking you why.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we got another person up here. Bryce, are you also MAGA?
Cookie King mogs you.
Take it away, Mimo. Tell us why you support Trump.
Well, just a little context. I'm 20 years old and I am Hispanic, and my outlook is kind of more on towards immigration and deportation and stuff.
Did he just get raptured?
Huh?
Your mic cut out.
What?
Your mic cut out?
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. So far you told us that you like immigration, something about mass deportation.
Well, like I was saying, I am Hispanic, and I do believe in trying to make America safer, and definitely, especially with like,
Okay. So do you think that like preventing like I don't know, like for instance, immigrants that had been held civilly liable for rape from coming into our country, do you think that make America safer?
no, absolutely not. That is not what I'm saying. No,
No, my
I
question
agree
is,
with.
do you think that
Oh,
preventing
sorry.
rapists from coming into America would make America safer?
Preventing, yes,
Okay,
yes, absolutely.
then why wouldn't preventing rapists from going into the White House make America safer?
I didn't know that was is. I did not know that. Thank
Okay.
you for educating me.
Okay.
I did not know that, Dean. I did not know that.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I mean, yeah, you could find out more about it online. Just type in Trump Gene Carroll.
Okay.
Yeah, man. About safety. Well, here's the deal. Can we agree that a lot of like crime is consequential of poverty?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So Donald Trump's big beautiful bill. Now you could read their research paper on your own. This is coming from the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. So they tell us that this big beautiful bill is going to reduce the after-tax income of the bottom 80% of income earners in this country. It's going to negatively impact Americans more the less money they make. Like for instance, the bottom 20% of income earners are going to lose $2,200 per year in after-tax income. Meanwhile, the third 20% of income earners are only going to lose $700, right? So this is going to cause more poverty.
Right.
That's an undeniable fact. And we just agreed that more poverty is going to cause more crime, and that's also an undeniable fact. So I mean, obviously, if your goal is to make America safer, you really should not support Donald Trump for many reasons. And I guess the big one that we're discussing right now would be his economic policy, which will drive more crime.
And I just wanted to clarify a little bit. Like my parents were immigrants. They immigrated a long time ago, but they went through the legal system. They went through the legal system and they got their citizenship and they worked hard for it. They learned the language. I do believe that, all those rapists, like
Can you
the
respond to what I
people.
just said with all due respect?
Oh, yeah. Do you mind asking one more time?
Yeah, no, I just pointed out how Donald Trump's economic policy is going to undeniably cause more crime, right? So if your goal was to make America safer, you'd undeniably
Yeah.
reject Donald Trump's policy.
Okay. So, okay. 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 No, yeah, I kind of came up here also to kind of help enlighten me. I'm trying to get educated, and you
W.
seem like a very, very educated person, so
W.
I do actually respect you for that.
All right, man. Well, I mean, yeah. Is there anything else that you want to go over? And I guess not, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you for being respectful, me, man. What's up, Kyler? You MAGA?
Yeah, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing phenomenal. How are you?
I'm 25.
Hunter James, is your are you MAGA? Okay, Hunter James left. It's just you, Kyler. Tell us why you support Trump.
Yeah, so fundamentally, I support Trump just based off of my quality of life. I'm 25. I've seen multiple administrations, and for me personally, my life has been exponentially better during the Trump administration due to the number of the ladder.
Okay, all right, all right. Name one thing that Donald Trump has done that has increased your quality of life.
Well, for example, my line of work, I work in real estate, right? So in real estate, what do you make that base for?
I mean, you just would have been killing it if Kamala Harris was elected. I'll tell you why once you finish your statement.
Okay, cool. Well, so whenever I got into the business, I being I think I was like 2021 at the time, again being 25 now, tremendously boosted me as a young adult getting to the point of where I want to get my goals eventually. It gave me a massive boost.
Wait, what did Donald Trump do that gave you a massive boost?
I think you can attribute that to just general economic what's the word I'm looking for? Because I'm not going to be able to give you policy by policy and be able to name that kind of stuff. I'm not necessarily invested enough to be able to give you that kind of stuff. However, what I can tell you is that, again, going back to my initial point, my basic quality of life has been substantially better because of him in the office. Again, I'm not going to be able to pinpoint
Right. Well,
specific bills or whatnot. But
I guess I'd say if you can't pinpoint like any specific things that Donald Trump has done, or even just some like loose ideas that I could like either agree that it's something he did or didn't do, like you won't be able to make the argument that he directly caused you to have a higher quality of life.
well, so okay. So when I say pinpoint, I'm more so talking about like a name of a bill, not rather than the actual effect that that has. So for example, we talk about immigration, right? So in terms of immigration, I personally do not think that Kamala Harris or Joe Biden or anybody else on the Democratic side, for that matter, would have done any better. And if we're talking about that very simple
Immigration.
principle,
I mean, I don't think that immigration is going to be relevant to like your quality of life as like a realtor. Okay, like undocumented.
no, certainly not. It's two different topics.
Okay. So like
However,
before we move on to the second topic, I want to stay on the first. What did Donald Trump do to increase your quality of life?
I made more money. More money was in my pocket. Therefore, I was able to invest in things to make my other friends, family, all
Okay,
that.
you made more money. How did he make you make more money?
The economy was better.
Okay, how did
It
he
gave me
make the
a
economy
platform
better?
to work. Excuse me.
How did he make the economy better?
Again, I'm not going to be able to pinpoint specifically, but I can tell you. I mean, again, it's not something that I can pinpoint specifically with numbers or anything like that. However, I can.
How about this? How about this? Can I ask you a question?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. So if Trump gave $25,000 to first-time homebuyers to spend on new houses, how would that impact you as a realtor?
It would certainly help from a buying perspective.
Would that be great for you, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, that's a policy that Kamala Harris ran on.
Okay, and so let me halt right there. A big part of this, and I know that what your response is going to be, is that the liberal side. Now, I really not, I wouldn't even consider myself to be a diehard conservative / Republican because I'm not. I think Trump does a lot of bad stuff. I think the Republican side does a lot of bad stuff. I think extremism on both ends is just as harmful. I think you could agree with that,
But
right?
that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about how Kamala Harris directly ran on policy in which you agree would have made your life significantly better, meaning that the only candidate in the
Would
general
she
election.
have followed through on that though? Would she have followed through on that?
Yeah, what reason would we have to believe that she wouldn't?
What do you mean? Well, the hypocrisy on the left side is damning. What do you mean?
Wait. Name one thing that Biden ran on doing that he didn't do.
Student loans?
Student loans? He forgave student loans.
Did he?
Yeah. So, I mean, it was one of the first things that he did during his presidency. He got a bill passed through Congress. Then SCOTUS shot it down. But then, Mr. Daddy Joe Biden then worked around that decision and found a way to interpret the current law on the books to forgive student loans. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if I'm wrong about that, then that's on me. My understanding was that there was a lot of people upset because there was not any student loan forgiveness. So again, if I'm wrong on that, I'm wrong.
All right, man. So then once again, what reason would we have to believe that Kamala Harris wouldn't have passed this policy?
Frankly, I just do not believe the woman.
Okay, why not?
I think by basing on what I've seen from Kamala Harris in the lead up to that campaign, I have seen a shit. Excuse me, can I cuss on this?
You did a shit ton of lies. What's the biggest lie that Kamala Harris has ever told?
Well, no, I wasn't about to say lies, about to say just the bait. I read people for a living. I'm not saying that I'm any better than anybody else at that. Your face. However, the main point of this is that Kamala Harris we would not be in a better position today if Kamala Harris was in.
And I just want to make sure that your evidence for this is like some speculatory read of her character.
Yeah. I would attribute that to largely. I mean, what?
Chad, I'm just gonna kick him and forget about it. I'm sorry. I choose peace today, guys.
Yo.
I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Hey, Chad, you support Trump?
I used to for 9 years, but I don't anymore.
Based. Hell yeah, man. Let's go to get that next guest, Jonah, up in the box. The last couple guests have been pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. The last couple guests have been pretty bad. What's up, Jonah? You support Trump?
Yo, Dean, you're a fucking faggot.
Faggot. Bro, Jonah, you're like 14. I'm gonna need you to definitely grow up to be a better man. You are still young. You still have time to change. All right. Like reject the alt-right pipeline. Stop using slurs. And like become a better person, Jonah. All right. You still have years to grow up. Become a better person. Like, please, man. What's up, Ken?
Hello, Dean.
You were in here the other day, right?
I was, and before we debate, I'm very excited to debate with you, but I would like to, I'm not trolling, I swear, but I would love to scold your fan base because I think one of them hacked me actually. And because when I got on here today and onto my account, I was following like 100 new accounts, and all 100 of them were literally fan pages for your anxiety pen.
That's very bad. Chat,
I
never
know.
do that. Never do that. No, let me scold them for you. Let me scold them for you, chat. I mean this. Okay. Well, doesn't matter how I say it. People are gonna think that I'm not being serious. Okay, I'm actually being serious. Don't actually like, and I mean this seriously. Don't hack people that join my live. Okay, that's actually very bad. No, like I know no matter how I say this, people are gonna think that I'm not serious. But I'm actually serious. Okay, it's not something that we should laugh about. It's not something that we should giggle. I know that I giggled and that was wrong. Okay, that was a bad reaction of mine. Everybody in the chat laughing. No, stop it. Stop it. That is a red line that you guys have crossed. Okay, we cannot hack. Oh my God, I can't stop laughing.
Why is it funny?
It's not
It's
funny.
not.
No, Kenna, I swear to God, it's actually not funny. No, like I swear, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's
No,
actually
it's
not
literally
funny.
it's okay though, because like that's literally the only thing they did. Like they did that and then logged out. They didn't like steal my account or anything.
No, that's no. I'm glad that they didn't do more. Like, it's seriously not funny. Okay, guys, so stop laughing. It's seriously not funny. Now nobody. Okay, all right. Well, Ken, I know that we talked about abortion the other day.
Yes.
Do you have any other things that you'd like to talk about? You know.
Yeah, well, I feel like abortion for me, it's like, I don't know. So I would love to talk about like his Trump's immigration policies, his the wait, let me think. I really love his policies concerning criminal justice and stuff.
What? Wait. Whoa. Okay. What policy do you like of his concerning criminal justice?
He makes it, I mean, he's working towards removing like the death penalty.
No, he's not. No. He advocates for the
Oh,
death penalty for drug dealers.
oh, well, yeah. Well, he just makes the criminal justice system more fair.
How so? Does he make the criminal
Um,
justice system more fair when he's asking for E. Jean Carroll, the lady that he raped, and then the lady that proved it in court? He's like requested her to be imprisoned. Is that fair punishment? Because
well,
she spoke out about him
absolutely,
raping her. Did he make the?
absolutely not.
What about when he pardoned people like DJ Rodriguez, violent January 6 rioters that tried to kill cops by driving stun guns into their necks, and he let them out of jail a third into their sentence, and he called them patriots? Was that fair?
Well, no, but
No,
those
no,
are
no, no,
just
no.
like specific examples. I'm talking about like the millions of criminals.
Okay, so what has he done for millions of criminals to make it more fair?
He gives fairer sentences.
He's a president. He's not a judge. He doesn't give sentences. So what do you mean he gives fair
Yeah, but he
sentences?
made it like a general rule.
Really? How so? Was this like a policy he passed?
Yeah, let
Okay.
me, can I go get my source?
Yeah, while she's getting that source, I'd like to thank Veteran for the $50 super chat over on YouTube. Veteran
Yes,
says
thank you.
the GOP playbook: lie, cheat, steal, detract, deflect, fighting the good fight. I really appreciate you so much for the love, Veteran. Y'all show some love to Veteran down below in the chat. We love Veteran here. We love Veteran here. Let's give 500 Veteran W's.
Yes.
I'd also like to show some love to Nora for the $10 over on YouTube super chat, and Christian, thank you for the $25 over on PayPal. Show some love to Nora, Veteran, and Christian. You guys are awesome. I really
Yes.
appreciate you guys so much for the love.
Thank you guys for funding his anxiety pen.
Right. Okay, all right. So, I mean, hey, man, I'm waiting on you to kind of give me the policy that Donald Trump, I guess, passed to make the criminal justice system more fair. See, from my perspective, I'm like the pardons of the people that try to kill cops. That's not fair. Okay, him pardoning the children of a mother that donated him $1 million, even though the children pled guilty to tax fraud. That's not fair. Okay, him like calling for the
So
imprisonment of his great victim. That's not fair. Him like trying to steal the election from Biden in 2020 and then arguing that he did try to steal the election, but he shouldn't go to jail because he was president while he did it. That's not fair. Okay, I mean, like, dude's a lie, dude's a cheat, dude's a scam artist, dude's a conner. It's just unreal. Okay, obviously he's not going to be fair for the criminal justice system.
well, there's the First Step Act.
Oh, yeah, you mean the bipartisan criminal justice reform bill that was set forth in
Mhm.
Congress under Obama's term, but the Republicans refused to pass it until they had a Republican in the executive branch of our government? That one? Well, I agree with that, right? It was a good bill, but I think it's important to point out that that bill included a reduction in the unaliving penalty and the death penalty. And now Donald Trump is actively contradicting that by calling for the death penalty for DRUG dealers and cop unalivers today. So if you like the criminal justice reform that he passed during his first term, you wouldn't like the criminal justice reform that he's offering under his second administration because it directly contradicts the First Step Act.
Well, anyway.
Anyway, what's next?
You tell me.
Oh, wait. Whoa. Everybody, we got to check Elon's Twitter real quick. We got to check
Oh, yeah.
Elon's Twitter real quick. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, my God! Oh, my God!
What?
Elon! Yo! 5 minutes ago, this is Elon Musk on Twitter. Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Now I understand that we already knew this. But the fact that this is coming from Elon Musk changes everything. Okay? All right? This is coming from somebody that was on the administration. His right-hand man spent $100 million to help him win the election. And he's saying the real reason they have not released the Epstein files is because Donald Trump is in them. Oh my God. That is insane. That is nuts. Oh my God. Wow. This is like live breaking news. He just sent this tweet out 5 minutes ago, everybody. Miss Trump supporter Kenna, what are your thoughts?
Well, I actually wanted to ask you, are you team like Elon or team Trump?
No. Answer my question. Elon Musk just said that the real reason the Epstein files hasn't been released is because Donald Trump is in them. How does that make you feel?
Elon Musk doesn't even know what he's talking about
Why not?
because he's dumb.
He's a... Get the fuck out of here, you rage baiter! Get the fuck... Okay, you were calling him the most intelligent, genius, entrepreneur, Einstein, Tony Stark 2.0 for like the last 7 months. What the fuck? Oh my God, everybody. Okay, wow, I'm just like still processing that. Yeah, I say we get some more Trump supporters. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, we could go ahead and get another Trump supporter up in here. I can't even believe this, everybody. This is unreal. This is unreal. Okay, yeah, we're going to go to get the next Trump supporter up in here, everybody. If you're in that queue, make sure that means you support Donald Trump. Elon Musk just dropped a bomb on Twitter saying that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. Wow. Okay, all right. Let's go and get that next guest up in here. What a terrible day to be a Trump supporter. That is crazy, chat. That is crazy, everybody. What's going on, Hannah? Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you?
19.
19. What year were you born in?
2006, March 2nd.
Okay. And I have a question. How do you feel about Donald Trump being in the Epstein files?
I'm not very happy about it.
You're not very happy about it? Really? I mean, tell us more. Tell us why you'd make a man who's in the Epstein files and has hid the Epstein files from the American people explicitly because he was within them and wanted to protect his own reputation at the sake of the country after also boasting about perving on naked teenage girls, after After saying that he dated 10-year-old girl in 10 years, how does this make you feel? Why would you make a pervert president?
Okay, so I don't really like his character, but I do think that he's doing some good things for our government.
But like, bruh, dude, think about it. You wouldn't make a pervert like the babysitter of your children. You wouldn't allow a pervert to work at McDonald's. You wouldn't put a pervert in charge of a school. Like these people, like, why would you make them president, bro?
So, okay, I'm not gonna lie. The more that I've seen what like he's doing, I'm kind of not liking him as much. But I do kind of like. I think that his tariffs are gonna help us. Like, that's kind of why I'm still pro Trump right now. But I do think he has a very
stand up,
interesting character.
stand up. What the fuck do you mean you're still pro-Trump right now? You just figured out that he's in the goddamn Epstein files, okay? All right, listen. Now, you still support him because of his tariffs, okay? You know that he, like chickened out of all of them, okay? That we do not have tariffs. Like, all those blanket tariffs are gone. They're paused, okay? All right? And then he came to a deal with China that included us increasing our tariffs on them by 20%, but the American people pay those tariffs. So this is just effectively increasing tariffs on the American people.
But when he like implements his tariffs again, then like we're gonna be able to have money to pay back our trillions of dollars of debt.
He wants
that we
to
have.
spend $4 trillion in debt with one bill in Congress right now.
Oh, well, that's not very good. But like, okay, but I feel like right now, like him like having like Doge and everything, that's like kind of controlling our government spending, you know?
Okay, yeah, they don't even know what to say. Bye, Hannah. All right, we're going to move on to the next guest, everybody. That was kind of embarrassing. Okay, all right, I'm sorry, y'all. Wow, guys. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm just not over that. I'm just seriously not over that. Holy crap. Holy crap, everybody. Okay, yeah, we're going to get back into the debates. If you support Trump, let us know in the comment section. We will get you up here. What a crazy day. What a crazy day we're having. Okay, so for everybody new, just if you're curious, so Elon Musk went on Twitter and said that Donald Trump was a part of the Epstein files. Okay, all right? And he said that the truth will come out, you will see. And this is, once again, Trump's right-hand man. This is like, I'm not going to lie, this is probably one of the biggest bombshells since his administration started. Now, the reason why this is such a big bombshell, even though, all right, everyone with half a brain already knew that, is for one reason, because it's no longer coming from the liberals. It's no longer coming from the DNC or the Democrats, okay? This is coming from his right-hand man that spent $100 million to help him win the election, right, guys? So this is quite the bombshell. This is a MAGA civil war of the likes in which we've never seen. And honestly, like Elon's been able to gain the support, control, and gain the support and control over a lot of MAGA conservatives, over a lot of Republicans. And now, because he's launching full-out civil war, bridges burned, I think it's possible that this will cause a fracture in the MAGA base, in the GOP, that I'm unsure that Donald Trump will be able to come back from. Like, I don't know. I think that, you know, we've already seen the pendulum swinging towards more support for progressivism on the global stage. I mean, like, the liberals were down by 30 points before Donald Trump's inauguration. He comes into office, then the liberals slam dunked in Canada's general election. So we see that progressivism is gaining momentum. And now we're going to throw a massive fracture in the GOP on top of that. I mean, it's over. You know, it is over, guys. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Trump is over party. All right, listen, yeah, we're celebrating today. I think that obviously Like a lot of people are still going to support Trump, because they just don't care. They're members of a cult. But what matters is that it will cause a large enough fracture that support is going to be compartmentalized to different people. It's going to be all over the place. What's going on?
Kick me.
Yeah, of course. Logan, what's up? Do you support Trump? Okay, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to make a video about this. What's going on, Logan? Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, how old are you?
23.
Are you driving?
Yeah, I mean, not on the road. I'm working at a job site right
Okay,
now.
I'm sorry. I do got to kick you just because you cannot be driving while you're on TikTok Live, everybody. But let's go to get that next guest up in the box, guys. If you are in that queue, make sure that does indeed mean that you support Trump. Let's go and get that next guest up in the box literally right now. We got KSY loading in. If you are watching and you are MAGA, let me know down below in that comment section. We will get you loaded into the live. Oh boy, do I want to talk to some Trump supporters. Let me tell you. What's up, CR Cars? Do you support Trump? Okay, Sierra Cars is not here. Dude, I don't know. I don't think, I don't know. I don't know. Do you guys think that, Trump supporters are even going to be willing to debate me? What's up, Jay? You support Trump?
Yeah, man. What's going on?
All right. How old are you?
I'm 20.
20. Are you American?
Yeah, I'm American.
Great. What time is it?
It is 2:27 in Alabama.
Cool. All right. So why do you support Trump?
Well, man, at first...
Okay, you went on pause. Can't hear you when you're on pause.
I wrote some notes down while I've been watching you. But I want to talk about the tax cut of what he had in 2020.
The tax cuts. Okay, of course. Yeah. You want to talk about the tax cuts? How about we talk about the fact that Elon just said that Trump is in the fucking Epstein files? What about that? How do you feel about that?
Well, man, you go ahead. I ain't never really heard of all those files. To be honest with you.
Right. And in fact, I'm actually gonna go ahead and make a video about it. I just need to get the word out, everybody. But tax cuts. Hey, by the way, talking about the tax cuts, you're an average American, right? Are you in the top 20% of income earners?
I mean, I make about $120,000 a year.
I don't know if that's top 20%, but if it is, you're only going to save $500 per year. But the bottom 80% of income earners in this country are going to have money taken from them, and it's going to cost our government $4 trillion to get it done. But I'm going to go ahead and just record a video because I just need to get the word out there. It is so over for Trump. Elon Musk just posted this on Twitter. Okay, we need it, but go ahead. How do you respond?
Well, so so you mean $500? What do you mean by I'm getting $500? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, I'm going to assume that you're part of the 80% of income earners. Donald Trump's quote unquote tax cuts are actually going to make you pay more in after tax income, and this is coming from the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities.
Well, yeah, I get what you're saying, man. I do. But back in 2020, so what I've seen and how, because when I was in school when he was in 2020, his 2020 presidential, whatever. But I just saw how it was so much easier for my parents to live and how it was so much easier to own a home. Because where I'm from, where we ain't got it ain't like California or nothing. We ain't got rich billionaires everywhere because we're the middle class society, mostly in Alabama,
Okay, how does this respond to anything that I've said?
I just didn't understand what you said. What's these Epstein files, man?
Yeah, the files that detail how Epstein systemically raped children with accomplices. And according to Elon Musk, Donald Trump is named in them. And in fact, I'm actually going to go to record a video about this and post it on my main account right now. So if you would just kind of give me a minute here. We need to get this up. We need to get the word out there.
I hear you.
Trump is over. So Elon Musk just said that. Oh, we got to re-record.
No, I hear you.
Trump is over. Elon Musk just said the reason why the Trump administration has not released the Epstein files is because Trump is a part of him. Take a look at his tweet. Oh, dude, oh my God. I'm really hoping that this is it. Just for everybody watching, I really hope that this is it. I hope that this is the final push to get people to stop supporting this motherfucker. Oh my God.
Well,
so he posted this.
Oh, my bad, man. My bad.
No worries, bro. So Elon posted this less than 10 minutes ago saying that Donald Trump... Got to re-record, got to do my thing. So Elon Musk... Uh-oh. So Elon Musk posted this less than 10 minutes ago saying that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. This is the real reason why they have not been made public. And he's also saying that the truth will come out in time. So I just want to make myself so incredibly clear here. For all of the Republicans that have spent the last 4 years saying that Biden was not transparent with the American people, that they were lying straight to our faces, well, now we have Donald Trump's right-hand man confirming that this administration has been hiding the Epstein files from you, from me, and every other American just to conceal the fact that our president, Donald Trump, is in them. Now, if this is true, this is one of the largest political scandals in our lifetimes. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. My bad. Dang, dude, I forgot my train of thought, man. What you hitting on over there?
Oh, an anxiety pin. It's lavender and caramel. I'm going to go ahead and record that last part.
Okay.
This is single-handedly one of the largest political scandals in our lifetimes. This is worse than Watergate. And guess what happened when... Oh, I can't even say that. People don't know what Watergate is. Let's see how the video sounded so far.
Musk just said the reason why the Trump administration has not released the Epstein files is because Trump is a part of him. Take a look at his tweet. So Elon Musk posted this less than 10 minutes ago saying that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. This is the real reason why they have not been made public. And he's also saying that the truth will come out in time. So I just want to make myself so incredibly clear here. For all of the Republicans that have spent the last 4 years saying that Biden was not transparent with the American people, that they were lying straight to our faces, well, now we have Donald Trump's right-hand man confirming that this administration has been hiding the Epstein files from you, from me, and every other American just to conceal the fact that our president, Donald Trump, is in them.
This is worse than Watergate. This is worse than Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. This is terrible. No, that's too strong. People are going to listen to that and they're going to be like, what the hell is this guy yapping about? This is worse than Watergate. This is worse than Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. This is insane. Blast this to everyone that you know. I want the American people to wake the hell up, acknowledge that our president sucks, so hopefully we could build a greater future together, not under the tyrannical rule of this raging idiot. I'm going to get banned off of TikTok. That's hate speech and bullying. I want you guys to blast this to everyone. I want every single American to know exactly who our president is so we could hopefully build a greater future together and get this tyrant fascist. They banned me for saying fascist too. There's so many rules, guys, let me tell you. Blast this to everybody that you know. I want you to blast this to everyone that you know. I want every single American to understand and acknowledge that the orange Cheeto sitting in the Oval Office running this country is a total POS so we could all build a greater future together. All right, that's good. Take it away, man. Tell us why you support Trump.
well, I'm still the same guy, but I was wondering, so if them files or whatever, if he's actually like really in them, then like, why can't like the people there already like get him out? You know? Why hasn't he been convicted of it? You know?
Well, I think it is a case that, you know, like if what Elon Musk is saying here is true, which honestly I believe, I think he'd have no reason to fucking lie, is that he can be thrown out by Congress. So I'm hoping that's inevitably what happens. But I mean, like there's a lot of people that are part of the Epstein files that are not locked up, that aren't in jail. So, I mean, it would make sense that he hasn't been locked up, incarcerated, or like charged with any crime, even if he's named in the Epstein files.
So by named in the Epstein files, so is it like proved that he was like doing all that stuff?
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't think that we know how he's named in the Epstein files because they haven't been released. But regardless of how he's named in the Epstein files, the fact that our government was concealing this from us because our president was named in the Epstein files is like enough of a scandal alone. You know, like he could be named in the Epstein files doing like nothing, maybe just named as like a friend of Epstein. But even if he didn't personally engage in any of the actions, that would still be one of the largest scandals in modern American history because it's the fact that he concealed them from the American people. But like I said, you know, it could come out that he was right there alongside Trump, raping kids, and I'd believe it because, like I said, he was boasting about staring at naked teenagers. You know, to Howard Stern in 2005.
Yeah, I never knew like really about what like the JFK files and stuff like that. I just never knew like really how all that worked or if people were in them, like why ain't they been convicted yet or whatever, you know.
I mean, you're asking good questions. Uh, I'd agree that all those people deserve to be convicted. Oh
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
my,
if you rape little kids, yeah, you deserve to go to jail. I mean, this is it.
right. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm typing out a title here. Oh my
You
God.
good, brother.
I cannot believe it. Um,
Somebody just said a new tweet. Elon tweeted again.
all right, let's go and throw it up. Yeah, okay. All right, we're gonna spend a minute just kind of looking through what Elon's talking about. Looks like we had a new tweet. He said that the truth will come out. Yeah. Okay, chat. How are we feel? He tweeted again. I'm actually not seeing any new tweet. If you guys want to drop that in my Discord, I'll happily take a look. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this up on Instagram too, bro. This is crazy. I'm not even gonna lie.
What did Trump do to Elon?
Well, I mean, so like basically, the way that all of this started was by Elon Musk, saying that the big beautiful bill was shit because it costs $4 trillion. Then Trump accused Elon Musk of having TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, and then said that he would have been able to win the election without Elon. That really pissed Elon off, and now Elon is talking about how he's a part of the Epstein files. Wow. Obviously, like, I think that Donald Trump is only doing this. By the way, I posted the video on my account. If you want to go drop it a like. I think that the reason that Elon Musk is doing this is because it kind of he's pissed off by Trump, and he probably doesn't have, like, the best intentions. But, it's still good that he's exposing it to the American people. Like, this is by far, like, one of, like, the best things that has happened in this year, right? And I could appreciate him for that. That's just crazy, though. I'm not going to lie. Like, man, this is just nuts. This is nuts, dude. The biggest political scandal of our lifetimes, if not the second biggest. The first biggest might have been him like trying to steal the 2020 election. People don't talk about that enough. All right, yeah, we got that thrown up on Instagram and TikTok. That is just insane. That is just, oh my God, bro. What a day. What a fucking day, everybody. What a goddamn day. All right. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next guest. We're gonna hop back into the debates.
You're good, man.
Yeah, we got this thrown up everywhere.
Jesus loves you, by the way. If you didn't, I don't know if you're religious or not, but I am today.
I'm not religious, but I appreciate you nonetheless. Let's go ahead and get that next guest up in here, everybody. If you're in that queue, make sure that means that you support Trump. Wow, we are going to have some crazy debates, everybody. I mean, this is crazy. Let's go ahead and get that next guest up in the box. We got them loading in. Go ahead and drop a MAGA down below in that comment section if you do want to come up and have a conversation, y'all. Go ahead and drop a MAGA in that comment section if you do want to come up and have a conversation. What is up, OPEX? Are you MAGA?
Hey man, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How old are you?
I'm 19 years old.
What year were you born in?
2006.
2006. And do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Oh God, why?
Man, his golf swing is just amazing.
Yeah, buddy.
Have you seen his video with Bryson DeChambeau?
Get the fuck
amazing.
Out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Moving on to the next guest, Caleb Bentley, 16. Everyone, just kind of give us a minute. Go ahead and drop a MAGA down below in that comment section if you do want to come up and have a conversation, everybody. We are just looking for some debates. We got a lot of unserious people. I'm not going to lie, bro. I bet all the Trump supporters right now are just retreating under their rock. Okay, like if I was a Trump supporter right now, holy shit, life would suck. What's going on? Do you support Trump? Ollie, hello. Are you MAGA?
Yeah.
How old are you?
19.
19. What year were you born in?
2006.
Yeah. Thoughts and feelings on Elon Musk saying that Donald Trump was named in the Epstein files, and that's the reason why they haven't released them?
Yeah, long day for Trump.
Okay, what time is it?
2039. I'm in the UK.
Right, we're only looking to talk to people from America. Everyone, just give us a minute. Where are the Trump supporters at? Oh my God. Oh, by the way, if you're watching and you're like, hey, this Dean guy's pretty cool, I like what he does, and you'd like to support me, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio, everybody. Get 100% of the proceeds over on those platforms, as well as in the pin message over in the YouTube stream. Trisha, what's going on? Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay, how do you feel about the fact that that Donald Trump is apparently named in the Epstein files, and that's why they didn't release him sooner?
Well, I actually had a question about that because you said that him and Elon were like arguing, like they're mad at each other. So how do we know that this is 100% true?
Okay,
Because they haven't been released.
Well, I mean, I'd say that we don't know that it's 100% true. However, I'd say that we have like more than enough reason to believe that is true. Why I say that is because if Elon is lying, oh, dude, he could get sued for millions, if not billions. As well as he said that the truth will come out in time. He says it with confidence. And if he was lying, if he was not telling the truth, well, then the administration could refute and disprove him with literally one actionable decision of releasing the totality of the Epstein files. And the fact that they haven't and the fact that they won't definitely says a lot. I would say that everybody has more than enough reason to believe what he's saying is true.
Okay. I think I'm just more of like a visual, like if I would to see it, I would believe it. But I do believe that yeah, there is like
Wait. Did you believe Elon Musk when he said there's waste, fraud, and abuse in our government expenditure?
I don't really keep up with Elon Musk like that. So
I mean, did you believe
not.
Donald Trump when he said that Biden caused inflation? It's like you take these people for their word every single time they speak, but I guess as soon as that word kind of goes against the status quo, all of a sudden you're gonna have to see it in order to believe it.
I mean, I guess yeah, you do have a point.
Right? I do, indeed. You don't have a response. They left. Okay, let's go to get that next guest up in that box. If you're in that queue, make sure that means you support Trump, y'all. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded in right now. Brianna, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal saying, holy shit, my MAGA dad just said his first negative thing about Trump over this. Oh my God, keep it coming, bro. As well as Daisy, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal, and Sarah with the 10. And let's see, Mark, thank you for the $20 over on PayPal. Everybody show some love to Mark, Daisy, Sarah, and Brianna. You guys are all awesome. Let's go and get that next guest up. What's up, Joe? Are you MAGA?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, you MAGA?
No, I just actually wanted to tell you that my cousin is graduating. He supports you a lot.
Oh, what's their name?
His name is Calvin.
Calvin. We'll go tell Calvin that I give my congratulations for his graduation. That is awesome. Shout out Calvin. Shout out Calvin. Let's go and get that next guest up in the box if you're in that queue. As I said, make sure that means you support Trump. What's going on? You support Trump?
No, I don't. I have been a follower of yours for a while. And
I'm sorry for kicking you. I really am. I'm so sorry for kicking you. We are just looking for debates. Everybody, if you would please respect that rule, I would really appreciate it. I guess we're going to start pulling from the chat instead. Please show that last guest some love. I always feel so bad when I kick out like the kind-hearted individuals. I actually feel like really terrible. I feel really terrible. Could you guys please show some love to that last guest down below in the queue? Just know that I didn't kick you because I don't like you or anything. I just kicked you because we're looking for debates with Trump supporters. W that last guest. W that last guest. We're going to get that next guest up in here. Let us know in that chat if you're MAGA. What's up, Joseph? Are you MAGA?
Yo, Cookie King mogs you, bro. Cookie King mogs you.
Jobs, bro. Jobs. Get out. Moving on. Here we go. Let's see who's next. We got Mac loading up into the box. Yeah, guys, I'm like monitoring Elon's Twitter like crazy. What's going on? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I support Trump.
How old are you?
24.
24. And why do you support Trump?
I'm just joking, Dean. I love you. Keep going. I know you're going to kick me. I love you, Dean. I love you. I love you, Dean.
See, I just don't think that the Trump supporters are willing to come out of the woodworks today. They haven't gotten their preloaded responses yet. They don't know what to say yet, everybody. They haven't had Trump go on the mic and say, it's wrong, Elon's a liar. He's a big fat liar, pants on fire. What he said is not true. And no, we will not release the Epstein files to disprove what he said. No, we will not do that. But it's wrong, he's a liar. Okay, he hasn't gone on the mic and said that yet, so they don't know what to say, so they're not going to join until that new spin cycle hits. What's up, Mason? You support Trump?
All you do is spread lies.
Yo, can we get a quick poll on how old y'all think this guy is? I'd say like 12 and a half max. Get out of here. Mason, a baseball emoji, cross emoji, fish emoji. Yo, Steven, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo for being educated. I appreciate you for that love. That is incredibly kind. Shout out Steven for the dinner. Let's go to get that next guest, Josh Knight, up in that box. And Shannon, thank you for the $2 over on PayPal. What a day to be alive. You know, I've been right all along. Never been wrong. That's right. What a day. Sean, thank you so much for the $10 on PayPal. He says, my parents and I love your content. Yo, shout out to Sean and Sean's parents. Hell yeah, brother. Thank you for the love. We're going to go and move on to the next guest, guys. 14,000 people in here, not one Trump supporter willing to have a debate. Ain't that some shit? What's up, Trump fan? You MAGA? Dude. Hello?
How you doing?
Hey, what's up? You support Trump?
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. Thoughts on Elon naming him in the Epstein files?
Well, I believe this to not be entirely true. There's not conclusive evidence yet.
Are you trolling?
No, I'm not trolling.
How old are you? Nah, I think that you're trolling. You can tell he's like making it deeper, doing a little bit of a southern twang on there. All right, we're going to move on. Give us a minute. We got King Blob 2 loading up in the box. Here we go, everybody. Where are they at? The Trump supporters are not here. That's right. His username was Fortnite Man? Yeah, bro. Get a load of that joker. Okay, all right. Yo, what do we need to do to get Trump supporters in here? What's up, King Blob and Amara? Are you guys MAGA?
I am, but I'm from the UK, so I'll just put my support in the comments.
Okay, Sammy, you MAGA?
What?
They're not even here. They're all left. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know if we'll be able to do debates. Like, I mean this seriously. I mean this super seriously. Like, people aren't going to debate me right now. Like, I think we won.
Hi, Dean.
Got an echo. I think we won, everybody. I think I honestly, we should like turn on some fucking we should turn on some celebration music. All right.
Yo.
What's up, you MAGA?
Yeah.
Yeah, thoughts on Elon naming Trump in the Epstein files?
Well, I think that Prime Cookie mocks you.
You're not even MAGA. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, all right. Here's what we're going to do. Let's see. Celebration music. All right, let's go to get that loaded up. All right, we're going to play this until we could find one Trump supporter to debate. We're going to play this until we can find one Trump supporter to debate. Because right now, we're winning. And guess what? If you're MAGA and you support Trump and you're watching, you're losing. You're losing. But guess what? You don't have to be a loser. You don't have to be on the wrong side of history. You can stop supporting Trump. All right, let's try to find one Trump supporter to come up here and have a debate with us. If you're MAGA, let us know in that comment section. I'm telling you, I'll pull anybody and anybody up that wants to talk to me about why they support Trump. It's just simply not going to happen. Yeah. Where are they at, bro? Bro, come on. How about this? I'm going to need all the liberals, all the Dems, all the anti-Trump people to stop talking in the comment section and only comment MAGA if you support Trump. All right? Only comment MAGA if you support Trump. Because everybody is leaving. All right? Where are they at? Okay, we see Leon commenting MAGA. We'll get him up here. We see Charlie commenting MAGA. We'll get him up here. All right, liberals, feel free to go back to
Turn
commenting.
that damn music off. Turn that music off.
Yo.
It's time to not celebrate no more.
Leon and Charlie, are you guys MAGA?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, you guys are both MAGA. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thoughts on Elon naming Trump in the Epstein files and saying the reason why they haven't released them, even though they promised to 5 months ago, is because he was named in them?
Yeah, because he does
I do
anything
think he
to
was
say
named.
something down on Trump.
Oh shoot.
Sorry, one person at once. One person at a time. Leon,
Yeah,
how about
go
you?
on, Charlie.
How about you go first,
Yeah,
Leon?
I think I. Oh yeah, Leon, you go. You sound like a
Yeah,
lion. Your
Elon
name's
just wants
sick.
to talk shit about Trump.
What's that, Leon?
Elon just wants to talk shit about Trump.
Oh, okay. So if Elon just wanted to talk shit about Trump and he was lying, how come he funded over $100 million to help him win the election? And how come he would say this if it was a lie? This would mean that Trump could turn around and sue him with the almighty force of God, and he would lose billions of dollars. Not to mention that the Trump administration could release the Epstein files right now, right? Like they promised to over 5 months ago. And if they did, Elon would be gone. His reputation would be gone. His professionalism would be out the window. No one would ever work with him ever again, because guess what? They'd know if that business relation goes sour, he will lie in your name and accuse you of the worst thing somebody can be accused of. It's very obvious that he's not lying, sir. And this is me as a liberal saying this, and it's Elon Musk. I fucking hate that guy, but it's very obvious that he's not lying.
Yeah, but we all know he's a bit mentally unstable as well, so...
Wait, mentally unstable? How do we know that? Because like I think he's
Doesn't
like
he do
crazy.
drugs? Doesn't he do ketamine?
Oh well, you actually can't say that on live. So is that the current contort from MAGA? Is that it? Saying that he was drugged out, right? And for that reason, he's just lying? Oh, wow. Well, I mean, apparently you didn't think he was unstable when you called him the best businessman, entrepreneur, Tony Stark 2.0, all right, to ever live, saying that because he supports Trump, Trump obviously is the better candidate. You know, let's get real. Charlie, what about you? What's your defense, buddy? Because that last guy's defense, he was lacking. What about you, buddy?
Okay, yeah. Let's turn the music off. Remember, no more of that music.
Sorry, bro. I'm celebrating until I could hear a coherent refutation of the fact that Trump is named in the Epstein files, and this is the biggest political scandal of your goddamn lifetime because he concealed and hid that information away from the general American public just so they continue to support him, even though he promised to release them and then just never released them, act like they didn't exist, and was hoping that Americans would be able to sweep it under the rug, Charlie.
Yeah, so do I think it's suspicious? I definitely think it's suspicious. I do not think that it's fully verifiable, though. So I think that until it's verifiable, we can only make assumptions. I do think that it is very suspicious, though, that it could potentially be in the Epstein files. But I think until nothing's certain, then we can't make assumptions.
Okay. Was it fully verifiable when Trump said that Biden was using an auto pin? No, I'll believe it anyway. What about when he said that Trump caused that that Biden caused that inflation, or that Biden's family was a family of crime, or that Hillary Clinton had committed felonies in her emails? Oh, you guys believe that every single time. 71% of Republicans believe that Biden stole 2020 from Trump, and it wasn't quote unquote verifiable, but there's active evidence against it.
Let's not go to make assumptions over a generalized population. I don't think that mostly any of the things you just said were true. So
okay, critique my reasoning here for believing Elon. Because if Elon was lying, he could be sued for billions, and the Trump administration could prove him wrong right now by releasing the files.
Yeah, I think that the reason why a lot of the presidents in the past have not released the Epstein files in general is because it's just corrupt. Political, no matter what sides of the political party you're on.
Have previous administrations promised to release the Epstein files?
It would also be, that's another thing. Why would...
Answer my question. Have the previous administrations promised to release the Epstein files?
No, but why would you promise to release something that you could potentially be on? That doesn't make much sense to me either.
Well, because he never intended to release them. You know that Pam Bondi actually set a deadline for releasing the Epstein files, which was a month after. No. Listen to me. Pam Bondi set a deadline for when they would release the Epstein files a month after his inauguration. Okay, we're over 100 days past that deadline. Okay, it never happened. And if you want to know why he made that promise in the first place, it's because he was getting interviewed by an ABC News reporter, and the ABC News reporter asked him if he'd release the MLK files. He said yes. Then they asked him if he would release the JFK files. He said yes. And then they asked him if he'd release the Epstein files, and he said, "Oh, I don't know, maybe." So I mean, at that point, if he promised to release all those other files but not the Epstein files, guess what? That's a bad look for him. So then he promised to release them with no intention to actually get it done.
Yeah, I think that could be the case. I do think that until there is more suspicion to believe that the files, that he's on the files. We can't assume anything. Just how you guys are always. I think it's also funny how you guys hated Elon Musk with.
Right, Charlie. Well, we've already talked about 1,000,000,000 times. Just know that you had no contort to any position I gave you, and you just inevitably repeated the original claim that I made. That was the very first thing that you said, that we can't come to any conclusions prior to the files being released. Okay, well, if he's named in them, they'll never release them. It's paradoxical. Basically, what you're saying is that you could be given all the reason in the world to believe that Donald Trump was named in the Epstein files, but if he was named in the Epstein files, they'll never be released. And your statement was, we can't come to conclusions until they're released. Now, what's up, Peter? Do you support Trump?
I think Prime Cookie King mugs you. You know what?
All right, get out of here. We're going to get that next guest up in the box. If you're on that queue, make sure that means you support Trump, everybody. We got Tabby loading in right now. Yeah, Schrodinger's files, exactly. Claire, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo, saying the dancing while spinning spitting facts to magas is making my day. Dude, I'm having a damn good day as well, Claire. I'm so happy that both you and me are having a damn good day. Scott, thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. Scott says you're knocking the fuck out of MAGA today. Well done, brother. Dude, we're hitting zingers, home runs for 4 hours straight. Oh my God, what a time to be alive. Shout out Scott for the 25. Gwen and Alexander both, thank you guys both for the $5 over on Venmo. And then Erica with a $30 on Venmo. Erica says, Dean, thank you for delivering the best news I've heard since 2020 started. Oh, you're fucking welcome, Erica. This is the best news since 2025 started. Thank you for the $30. Maximus with the $5 and the 55 cents. And Michelle for the $20 on Venmo, saying thank you for making me laugh. Of course, Michelle. You're awesome. What's going on? Do you support Trump?
No.
Okay, well, we're just looking for Trump supporters. Then Brianna over on YouTube Super Chat saying, guess you weren't wrong in the beginning of the stream when you said you had a good feeling for today. Oh, that's right. Oh my God. Yeah, you could go on my Twitter account 4 hours ago. I said, today's going to be a great day. And I was right, everybody. What's up, Sophia? You support Trump?
I don't know how I ended up here.
No worries, Sophia. Don't you worry about it at all, dude. All right, everybody. We're going to go back to celebrating. We don't get to do this often. Still waiting on a Trump supporter to come up here and have a conversation with me. Celebration. Where's that Trump supporter? Where's the next Trump supporter, everybody? 14,000 people in here. Let's get one person up on the live that can defend their position. What's up, Mike and Noah? Are you guys MAGA? You guys gagged already? Nothing to say? 2 people on the live that were spamming MAGA in the comment section all of a sudden lose their voices the moment they join? Don't worry, bro. I would be feeling the same
Trump.
way. Oh, one of them's a hidden liberal. Oh my God, look at that, you know? Well, isn't that crazy? By the way, if you're just tuning in and you're wondering what we're rocking out to, what we're celebrating, okay? I don't mind repeating it for you. It's because Mr. Elon Musk, for all the Trump supporters, you know, Mr. Chad, Tony Stark 2.0, one of the most intelligent people to ever live, that's, you know, how you see him. He said that Trump was named in the Epstein files, and that's why they haven't released them yet. That's bigger than Watergate. That's bigger than Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. That's possibly one of the largest political scandals of any of our lifetimes. What about all this nonsense saying that the Democrats were hiding things from the American people? I'm still looking for a single Trump supporter, by the way. Oh my God, yo, the Dan Backslide. Thank you for the $20 saying, what a great birthday. MAGA rats coping and seething. Happy birthday, the Dan Backslide. Yeah, what a great birthday for real. As well as Heather with a $5 saying the plot is thickening, they're screwed. 110% Heather, thank you for the $5 on Venmo.
I love you, Dean, bro. I love you.
I appreciate that, man. It's going to be really hard for us to find Trump supporters right now, though, so I'd please ask for all of my supporters to stay out of the guest requests. Yo, you MAGA, Liam?
Yeah.
How old are you?
Well, yes. I'm 21. I just turned 21.
What year are you born in?
2004.
What month?
Beginning of the year.
So what month?
January.
Okay, so you didn't just turn 21. Okay, I'll believe you. Yeah, why do you support Trump?
Well, I guess I'll talk about, you made comments about the whole him being named on the Epstein list. So I want to stay on. Anyway, I feel like you're reporting it as though we didn't know that he was already involved. I mean, a lot of these famous people were involved with Epstein, obviously.
I mean, I've explicitly so I just want to clarify. You're a Trump supporter and you support Trump even though you've known that he's on the Epstein files?
Well, I don't think being named in the Epstein files means that any actual crime has been done. Like I said, a lot of famous people who I'm sure you don't think did anything wrong.
Once again, you said that you're 21, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a driver's license?
Yes.
Okay. What does a dotted yellow line next to a solid yellow line on the road mean?
That you can pass on the left, like you can pass over it, but the person that's on the
I believe you. Okay, yeah. I mean, you sound young, but I believe that you're 21.
Sorry, I'm not young.
No worries. So yeah,
anyway,
here's the
like
thing.
I said,
So
I
you're basically saying that it's possible that he's named in the Epstein files in such a way that doesn't lead to him being like a child rapist, right?
Yeah, and I think there are other people that exist on that list. Like there are, like I said, a lot of people have gone to that island, but didn't necessarily so they could show up on the flight logs, or people that maybe they've donated to as far as political parties, or like there could be any.
Yeah, you're basically just saying that there's a billion ways he could be named on the Epstein files that doesn't directly indicate that he was personally involved or propagated child rape. So, I think it's important to point out that he was recorded on an interview saying that he likes young girls just like Epstein. And if he was on the Epstein files, that he knew what Epstein was doing, right? As well as it's important to point out that even if he wasn't personally engaged in the actions and he's named in some other way, it's important to remember that he was still concealing this information from the American people, making it one of the largest scandals in modern American history, right? Like, I think that needs to be pointed out, that he wanted to conceal this information from Americans so he could continue to have their support. But I'd actually say that we do have some reason.
Necessarily is the drive behind him concealing it. We don't know that. Just because Elon has said, his was named on it, and that's why we haven't released it. That doesn't mean that that's the actual reason.
Okay,
I
so
think
then
there's
what are
plenty of
alternative
other
reasons?
really crazy reasons.
What are
like
the alternative
cough,
reasons?
cough, ha ha. A lot of the people on that list are probably Jews, and a lot of those people pay for the.
It's not Trump's fault. It's the Jews' fault. Dude, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Crazy delusional MAGA madman to neo-Nazi in less than 15 seconds pipeline. Holy fuck. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. Crazy delusional MAGA madman to Nazi pipeline, less than 10 seconds. What's up, JD? You support Trump?
Yeah, I'm a good MAGA. I support Donald Trump.
Okay, you're making.
I really like how he's owning the libs right now with.
Yeah, that's a liberal if I've ever heard one. We got a couple people to thank while we're getting the next guest up here. Kelly, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo. Says, my family owns a condo across from Epstein Island. If you need photos and videos, keep kicking MAGAs. Well, hey, that's crazy, Kelly. And that's really interesting. Yeah, for sure. Thank you for the $10 over on Venmo, Kelly. As well as Tony with the $10 on Venmo saying, yay, celebration. You're the best. I love watching your lives. Tony, thank you for the love. As well as Kate with the $20 on Venmo saying, great day. Didn't take long for his administration to turn on each other. Oh, it's Lord of the Flies in DC right now, man. Let me tell you. As well as Sarah with the $25 saying celebrate times. Come on, dude. Yeah, we're celebrating today. Thank you for the $25, Sarah. As well as Heather with a 5, Marie with a $4 and the 20 cents, Kira with a 3, and Claire with a 10. I appreciate you guys so much for the love over there on Venmo. I'd also like to thank Safia for the $5 on PayPal, Jewel with the $5 on PayPal, Ariel with a $15 on PayPal, and then Kelly with the 10. I appreciate you guys so much for the love. Y'all are awesome. We also got to show some very special love to Zoe over on the YouTube stream for the $20 super chat, saying, remember that despite the news, we still don't support Elon. Don't get caught in any hashtag team Elon stuff. Anyways, love you, Dean. No, I agree. Yeah, Elon's a total piece of shit. But I will totally say that this piece of shit took a W today. But that doesn't change that he's a total piece of shit. Now, let's go to move on to the next guest, everyone. Go ahead and let us know if you're MAGA down below in that comment section. We'll get you pulled up here. What's going on? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
I am 18.
What year were you born in?
1982.
No, I can't do math either. And it's so funny. It's so funny that we can't do math. We're going to move on to the next guest. Yo, Juliana, thank you. Calm down. Juliana, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. Now, Juliana says, let's see here. I have celebration PTSD, but I hope this is the beginning of the end. I think that this will definitely cause some fractures in the MAGA party, and I think that's meaningful. What's up, typical Viking? Do you support Trump?
Well, yes, I do. Like, I lean towards him, but I'm not like a fan of either one of them, in my opinion.
So overall,
I'm,
you do
I'm
support
just,
Trump.
I lean. Huh?
So overall, you do support Trump?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How old are you?
I am 18.
What year are you born in?
2006.
Cool. And what time is it?
Time is it? 3:05.
3:05. All right. Why do you support Trump?
Okay, well, I just want to say that you're so fucking corny, dude.
Okay.
Dude, you're so fucking corny.
So you're gonna call me corny, then you're gonna leave and run away like a beta, right? Like I've
No.
No, you're not.
No, you're just fucking corny.
Okay.
Dude.
So why are you so upset?
You need to get a fucking job, dude. Like, dude, this ain't it, dude.
Okay. So what's a
All
job?
your fans are literally just teenage girls.
Okay. Well, I mean, I just want to
act like
clarify.
they know everything.
So James just donated me $50 on PayPal. So I'm sitting here. People are donating to me. I'm
And
generating
exactly, you're
income,
getting random people
and that's not
just
a job.
to PayPal you, like, dude.
James, thank you for the $50 over on PayPal. James says with Elon's tweet, either Trump is definitely on the Epstein files or Elon is lying and will lose everything. Either way, I'm happy. Me too, James. Shout out to James for the $50, as well as Nicole for the $20 over on Venmo for the real job. Dude, I'm sitting here. I got a $50 donation from James, a $20 donation from Nicole, and yet you're saying that I don't have a real job. Explain that one to me, little bro. So remember when I said that I predict he's going to leave and run away? I'm always right. I'm really good at what I do, let me tell you. Moving on to the next guest. We're going to go to get that next guest, Ava, up in the live. Elliot, thank you for the $1 over on Venmo. Shout out to you, Elliot. Thank you so much for your kindness. As well as Taylor, thank you for the $30 on Venmo, saying I'm in my 30s. I'm not a teenage girl. Actually, my average viewer is 25 to 35. Fun fact. But I appreciate you for the $30, Taylor. Shout out to Taylor down below in that chat. Literally right the hell now. I appreciate you. Next tweet. Yeah. Let's go to, people are talking about a new tweet. A lot of people have been talking about new tweets. We don't see, oh wait, there is? There is. He responds with a smirking face to a clip of Trump. Not anything too important. What's going on, Peter? Honestly, bro, I'm so happy that now Trump's biggest op is Elon. Oh my God, that just makes me feel 10 times better. 10 times better, let me tell you, 10 times better. What's going on? Do you support Trump, Susan?
Hello?
Okay, that's obviously a little kid. Moving on. Really struggling to find Trump supporters today, everybody. Really struggling to find Trump supporters today. Isaiah, thank you for the 10.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, 29,
Yeah,
1996.
Do you support Trump?
To an extent.
Oh, why, bro?
Okay, so I didn't vote for Trump. I don't know if that would qualify me as not.
I mean, I just
not.
care about why you support him now. I think that people could change their minds or just not vote for miscellaneous concerns. I'm just more concerned if you support him now.
Okay, so the only reason why I would be in support of Trump is because I feel like he's revealing so many people's ideologies in America that they wouldn't necessarily be confident to express if Trump weren't in office. Not saying that I agree with them, but if it weren't for Trump, then all of these people would just be hiding behind.
What a terrible time it is to make the claim that Donald Trump is revealing how people truly feel. You want to know why I say it's a terrible time to make that claim?
Why?
I mean, because he's been hiding how he truly feels since his presidency started. And that was exposed today by Elon Musk stating that the reason they have not released the Epstein files is because Donald Trump is named on them. What a terrible time to make this argument.
Okay, that is true. That's true. Look, I'm not saying I agree with how Donald Trump feels. I'm just saying that it's good that he's put out there because of people not wanting to be real. And
I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay, so people will be racist, right? For example, I'm just going to use that one for example. But when you call them out for it, I'm not racist. Okay, now that Donald Trump's in office, people have more courage to actually show their true selves. MAGA gives people this confidence. I'm not saying me. I don't know how to explain it actually, but I think that Trump.
Yeah, I just have no clue what you're saying.
Okay, I think that Trump is giving people the confidence to basically not hide behind just saying that they're not these things that they actually are. Like now
Okay,
they're
well,
actually
like I would prefer people to not be racist.
no, I don't want people to be racist, but I'd rather people.
Sorry, I'm gonna kick her. Sorry, guys. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Whoop-de-doo. Let's go ahead and move on to the next guest, everyone. We're gonna get that next guest up in the box right now. If you're in that queue, make sure that means you support Trump, y'all. We got Juicy Jules loading up into the live. Oh man, apparently Trump posted something on Truth Social 2 minutes ago. Let's see here.
Hello?
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 Okay. This is, hey, what's up, you MAGA?
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, before we hop into a debate, I need to read out this statement from Donald Trump. So
Listen, my lunch ends in 5 minutes. Can you just give me that
yeah, right.
before you do your thank yous?
Okay. Well, I'm not thanking people for the donations. I was going to read off a statement from Trump, but sure. Why do you support Trump?
Go for it. What did he say?
I don't mind Elon turning on me, but he should have done it months ago. This is one of the greatest bills ever presented to Congress. Make America great again. Not even talking about the Epstein files. Holy fuck. Okay, take it away. Why do you support Trump?
Listen, why do I support Trump? Listen, I didn't vote in the most recent election. I did vote for him twice, though, in the past. By the way, I'm 26. Before you ask any age, I'm not stating my date of birth. Anywho, Trump is currently freaking out, but we can't assume that Elon is telling the truth, number one.
I say that we can.
How?
Yeah, for sure. Because if he was lying, his tarnish would be gone. His reputation would be gone. No one would ever work with him in a professional sense again. And Donald Trump would be able to sue him for billions of dollars for defamation. And Donald Trump would be able to prove that he's lying with one decision of releasing the Epstein files.
Okay, but Elon didn't specifically state how Trump is involved in the Epstein files. I mean, if we use logic, during Epstein's time before he was arrested, caught, imprisoned, whatever, they were businessmen. Trump owned a lot of Manhattan. You don't think that they had any business relations, both residing in Manhattan with both owning multiple real estate ventures in Manhattan?
Wait. But we already know that like Trump and like Epstein were like friends, right? And like we already know.
Well, how do we know they were friends? What do you mean by friends?
Would you allow me to finish speaking without you interrupting me?
I'm asking you questions. How do you mean by friends? Because you like to go on tangents and you also like to rage bait. So I just want to be sure that we're
at least I'm not the one defending a pedophile, Jules.
How is he a pedophile? I mean, a settlement in the eyes of the law is not an admission of guilt. It was also civil court, and Carol did say on Anderson Cooper that she likes it. So she likes it like that. That's how she likes it.
I'll bet every dollar in my bank account that you're wrong. Will you bet $500 that you're wrong?
On which part? What do you mean
wrong?
That
she said in a news interview that she liked it.
I literally watched the Anderson Cooper.
So then this should.
It was on Anderson Cooper.
So then, if you're telling the truth, it's on record, it's on video. This should be a pretty easy $500 for you. Are you willing to bet me $500?
No.
Why not?
I'm not betting any money towards you.
Wait, would you bet me $500?
Because I'm a hardworking American, and you're sitting here peddling for money over views that are completely manipulated.
Oh wow! It sounds
not
like
to mention,
no. Are you upset?
Do we
have a mad angry Trump supporter in the box?
No, we don't. One thing I want to discuss.
Well, maybe before you discuss it, I could thank Lisa for her $20 donation on YouTube super chat. Thank you, Lisa, for the $20.
Listen. Your logic. I got 2 minutes. Your logic behind your comparison, I'm switching topics here, yes, but I've been dying to get on with you to talk about this with you. Right. Comparing a brain dead person to a developing zygote, what the hell is that?
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
literally completely irrelevant. When someone's declared brain dead by doctors, their organs start to fail. When you have a zygote, when you have a fetus, there is a future potential development of growth. They're not brain dead. How the hell can you compare a zygote and a fetus to a brain dead person?
Yeah,
that's and you want to call that morals? That's disgusting.
Okay, are you ready for me to tell you how?
Sure, go right ahead.
So if your argument for why you're pro-life is because of the future of the fetus, then a comparison or an analogy cannot be drawn between a fetus and a brain dead patient. Analogies.
Okay, then why are you
now you listen. Because when I employ the use of that analogy, it's not to counter the position that the fetus is valuable because of its future, but it's rather employed to counter the position that killing a human is murder, right? So we use specific analogies to combat specific train of thought or lines of logic, right?
I have to go back to work.
So as it would apply to the moral principle.
Are you on live tonight?
Ending life is murder, or ending human life is
Are you on live tonight?
I'll be live for another hour and a half.
I'll see you tomorrow.
God damn, this person's upset. All right. Well, they weren't here to fucking have a single thing said. Let's go to move on to the next guest, everybody. We got Chuck loading up into the box. God fucking damn. Dude, these Trump supporters are angry today, and you know what that means that we gotta do? You know what that means what we gotta do? What's
Dean,
up,
I'm
Chuck?
only 13, but I love watching your videos, and I'm so inspired by.
Chuck, you're awesome. I gotta kick you because you're very young. Celebration. Yeah. That's right. Have a good time. We're gonna go to get that next guest up in here right now. If you're MAGA, let us know down below in that box. We'll get you up here. M, thank you for the galaxies. God, sorry guys, I do not get a bask in W's. Listen, ever since Trump won the election November 5th, okay, life has been shit. Guys, we don't get a bask in these W's often. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, what's up, Dean? So I'm only 17, but I think I can offer you some, like...
All right, guys, we got to be at least 18 years old in order to join the live from American Support Trump. So if you are under the age of 18, I would politely ask you not to join the queue. We're going to go to get that next guest up here. Sella, thank you so much for the for joining the stream. Okay, so Elon Musk just quote tweeted something. Let's read this off real quick. So Elon Musk just quote tweeted this. And the original tweet says, the relationship between Trump and Epstein is well established. Trump flew on Epstein's plane over 7 times, although it's not clear he ever went to the island. Here's what Trump said about Epstein in a 2002 NY magazine profile. Okay, so this is Trump talking. Epstein likes to tell people that he's a loner, a man who's never touched alcohol or DOUGS, and one whose nightlife is far from energetic. Yet if you talk to Donald Trump, a different Epstein emerges. He says, quote unquote, I've known Jeff for 15 years, terrific guy. Trump booms from a speakerphone, quote unquote. He's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it. Jeffrey enjoys his social life. So, I mean, that's just Elon Musk quote tweeting something we already knew. But holy fuck, that's terrible. What's up, Sid? You support Trump?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 18,
Year?
almost 19.
What year are you born in?
2006, October.
Okay, well, what time is it?
117. Washington.
Okay, all right, 117. Sounds good. KXY, are you MAGA?
I just wanted to say you're based.
I appreciate that. All right, Sid. I mean, go ahead, take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
Okay. Firstly, can we talk about the whole Epstein situation?
Happily.
All right. So I agree, right? That if he's found guilty, then it's the worst thing that happened, right?
Oh, really? If he's found guilty of it, you'll believe
Yeah,
it?
but is he guilty? Can you prove it? Until he's proven.
Sid, I just want to clarify. If he's found guilty for it, you'll believe it?
Yeah, of course.
So because he was found guilty for raping E. Jean Carroll, you believe that?
But is he found guilty for sure? Is it confirmed?
Yeah, unanimous jury of 9 in a civil court. Yep.
All right. All right, but we're discussing 2 really different things here, right?
Oh, really? What's the difference?
I mean, the main difference is...
Yeah, listen to the mental gymnastics.
Hey. One is...
Come on, buddy. You told me that if he was found guilty, you'd believe it. But guess what? He was found guilty for raping E. Jean Carroll. You don't give a shit. You don't believe it.
No. I give a shit. Low-key.
Really? So you believe that he's a rapist?
Belief in him. I'll be real. That brought down my belief in him, you know?
Oh, okay. So raping E. Jean Carroll wasn't enough. Okay.
Yeah,
so then why would him raping a child be enough?
Right? So it's just that the one final push that's needed to like get it completely over.
Oh, yeah. You know, him graping. Okay, so why was him graping an adult woman not enough?
I mean, I said it was bad. It's just that he
So why do
makes
you
up
still
for
support
it
him?
in different ways. Because I don't support the person. I support the policies. In some terms.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, so you'd still support his policies and support him as president even if he was found guilty of child rape?
No, because then it changes the whole dynamic, you know? Like,
Okay, so why does it change the dynamic when it's a child but not when it's an adult?
I mean, you could look at it for various reasons, right? It's just that we don't know because a child is not able to manipulate the media or people. a grown
Well,
person
Katie
can
Johnson.
manipulate.
Well, Katie
Yeah.
Johnson, a child, accused
Yeah.
Donald Trump of raping her at 13. With Epstein, by the way.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I was not really that aware of this, so
Yeah,
I
did you know
can't
that?
really-
That 13-year-old Katie Johnson accused Donald Trump of raping her with Epstein?
Oh no, I did not know this either.
And then Donald Trump is also on record. Once again, yeah, this is Donald Trump talking about Epstein. He says that quote unquote Epstein is a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side, no doubt about it. He enjoys his social life. Huh. Yeah,
I mean-
yeah, and now we know that, I believe that we can determine that he was listed in the Epstein files, and the only reason he didn't release them and he kept it a secret from the American people is because he was named in them.
All right, for sure, right? Like, okay, like someone else previously mentioned that, oh, he's named, but it doesn't mean that he committed a crime. Like, he did not do something bad, right?
Okay,
And
well, I mean, if he
you
was just
kicked
named
him out
insofar
for
as
saying-
if he was just named insofar as his association, like with Epstein, like we already know that. We already know that they were buddies. We already know that they were friends.
Yeah.
And if he was like named in the Epstein files in such a way that wasn't like a violent crime, such as child rape, etc., well, then why would he not release them? Because he would only be releasing details in which we already know to be true.
Right. Okay, Dean, think about it, right? If you're friends with people who are also really powerful, they control the media, they control a lot of things in the country, and like someone else said, the J word. I don't want to say it because you're gonna kick me out, like you did with him. He said he's
Well, I didn't kick him out because he said Jews. I kicked him out because he said that he didn't release them because of the Jews. That's just anti-Semitism.
yeah. Okay. I agree
Wait,
on
one
that.
second. Jews isn't a bad word. Like what?
I know,
Jew
but
isn't a
I
bad
thought,
word.
like-
It's the fact that he was saying that, like, specifically speaking, like Jewish individuals like control the media, control like like a government were involved with Epstein. Like, I mean, do you agree with that?
No, I don't. And I
So
just
what's
thought
what's
because
the
a lot
relevance of
times-
bringing it up?
Because a lot of times what you do is you say that, oh, someone said the DRUG word and you kick them out. You do a lot of times. So I just wanted to make sure it's not one of those situations.
You could
know?
say Jew.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So, anyways, you kicked someone out. Okay.
Because
they
they're
made a
being
platform-
anti-Semitic.
Okay. But is it a valid point or not that he might be associated with some people that have power and they are his friends, they are supporting him, and by getting this list out, it will negatively impact him? Do you agree or do you disagree?
I mean, isn't he the one that totes about how running for president in the first place negatively impacted him because everybody that loved him in the 90s started hating him the day he started to run for president?
Yeah, sure, but you're skipping my point.
So it's
No, wait,
almost
you're
like
going over-
something that he's like ran on since he first started gunning for the presidency in 2015 is how little he
Right.
cares about his reputation and how little he cares about the negative impact of people viewing
Right.
him differently now that he's a Republican running for president, not a Democrat in the 90s anymore. But now
Right.
apparently we should give him leniency and grace because he doesn't want to be negatively impacted by releasing the Epstein files. I thought his whole shtick was going
It's-
against the status quo, disrupting
Dean, I
the
don't think you're
swamp,
understanding.
and bringing truth and transparency into the federal government. But as soon as this guy is just another fucking part of the swamp, intentionally hides these documents that he said he would release from the American people because he's named on them, like, it's just no issue, right? You also didn't take issue with him raping E. Jean Carroll, and then you said that the reason that you don't trust it, even though he's found guilty, was because it wasn't a kid. But then as soon as a kid does accuse him of raping him, you don't believe it either, and you want to pivot on to something else. I just think that you're a member of a goddamn
Dean,
cult.
you do
If
realize
if I can't save you with this argument, nothing is ever going to save you.
Okay, but you do realize you're skipping my point. I did
What
not
is your
mean
point?
that-
I'd be very clear and concise about
Yes.
what your point is that you want me to respond to.
Right, okay. Do you agree that Trump might be associated with people who are powerful in the way they can control him in a way or in a way? And
What the fuck are you?
therefore-
What the fuck are you saying? I'm sorry. What are you saying, dude?
Okay. Let me make my point clear, right? So, suppose he's friends with people that are on the list, and his friends don't want him to release the list because they don't want to, they don't want to be in the bad light.
Okay, so
And now
Trump
these
and other
people-
people on the list don't want to be in a bad light. Okay.
No, but Trump is not really the bad guy here. Let's say he's only friends with them, and they're supporting him financially and other ways.
Wait, why would you reject that Trump is a bad guy given that he's on the list?
Because it's not confirmed his relationship with Epstein.
Okay.
what it was.
Okay, so do you not just see him like intentionally concealing the list from the American people to protect himself and others as like a massive political scandal?
I mean, sure, but
Okay, so then you agree that this is like a massive political scandal, bigger than Watergate, bigger than Bill and Monica Lewinsky. Like this is one of the largest cover-ups in American politics in either of our lifetimes, right?
I would agree. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so then we fucking impeach him, right?
But then, does that mean Trump is the bad guy himself?
Wait.
'Cause he-
Wait. So that therefore, logically speaking, we should impeach him, correct?
Right. Sure.
Okay. Congratulations, you're no longer a Trump supporter. I converted you.
Sorry, I was never a Trump supporter. I was just trolling.
I said you're annoying as fuck. I'm not even gonna lie.
My bad, bro.
All right. Moving on to the next guest. Dude, pissing me off, bro. Let's go get that next guest up in the box. Here we go, y'all. Let's see here. Victoria, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Hey, by the way, if you're watching, you're like, hey, I like this Dean guy. He's pretty cool. You can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. I get 100% of all the proceeds on those platforms. They go directly to me, everybody. As well as you could add a message that I could shout out and read on live. And I appreciate you so much for the support. As well as if you're watching over on YouTube and you'd like to support me, you can find the TikTok and the PayPal in the pinned message. We got the next guest, Caitlin, loading into the stream as we speak, everybody. What's going on, Caitlin? You're spamming MAGA in the chat. Why do you support Trump?
Cookie King mugs you, nigger. Cookie King mugs you, nigger. Nigga.
Okay, well, I apologize for the use of the N-word, everyone. We're going to move on to the next guest. We got Kid in baseball loading up into the queue. Oh, man. All right, let's go and see what the next guest has to say. Go ahead and drop an I support Trump or a MAGA down below if you support Trump and you want to come up and debate. Dean, Twitter.
Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you.
Okay, 1 second, Kaden. All right, everybody, go ahead and drop a MAGA down below in that chat. Kaden left on his own, even though I was gonna kick him, but honestly, I had to go do something first. All right, let's go and get that next guest up in here right now, everybody. Let's see who is next. If you are a MAGA, let me know down below. We got Tail loading up into the box. What a day. What's going on? You support Trump?
Hello.
Hey, what's up? You MAGA?
No, I had like a question. What's your stance on Palestine?
W, Palestine. Free Palestine. That is my stance. Good question. But we are only looking to debate Trump supporters. Charlotte, thank you for the 5 over on YouTube. As well as Traceless, thank you for the $20 super chat on YouTube saying, Dean, is your day being made to watching Trump have a meltdown on Truth while Musk keeps spilling the tea? I don't have a Truth Social account, so I can't see what he's saying on Truth Social. But honestly, I think I'm going to sign up for it right now just so I could take a look at his feed. I could actually see it without even having an account. What's going on, the fragrance guy? Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Age, please.
18.
How long do you expect me to believe that one for?
However you want to.
We're going to get that next guest up here, everybody. Oh my God, honestly, I think that we should go back to celebrating. Because the Trump supporters are hiding. Once again, no debates to be had. 14.3 thousand people in the TikTok live stream. Not one person that's down to support Trump. Let me know in that chat if you want to come up here and debate. Have a good time. What's up, Joanna? You support Trump? Joanna?
Hello.
You support Trump?
Yes.
How old are you?
19.
Oh, God. Okay. All right. Well, we'll hop into our debate, Joanna. But before we do, got a couple people to thank. Let's see here. Madi, thank you so much for the $4 and the 20 cents over on Venmo. I appreciate you so much for that love, Madi. That is incredibly kind of you. I would also like to show some love to Michael for the $30 over on PayPal. Let's get 300 Michael W's. Michael says, I'm from Austria. I cannot believe that people ever voted for Donald Trump. Keep doing what you're doing, Dean. Dude, shout out to Austria and shout out to you, Michael. Y'all show some love to Michael down below in that comment section, as well as Leanne. Thank you for the $10 on Venmo saying thank you for doing all of this. You give me and my friends hope in this for the god-awful country. You know what? I think the future is bright, and I'm not even lying. But take it away, Joanne. Tell us why you support Trump.
I just don't think women should be working, and I think he really supports that view.
Oh, no way. Wait. Before we address the fucking batshit crazy shit that you just said, like pipe the hell down. So Donald Trump, Elon on Twitter just said that Trump's tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. So right now, okay? All right? And I'm admitting that because think about it. Think about it, guys. I spend 4 hours of my life on here every single day, 7 days a week, debating like the MAGA rats, okay? They've threatened to rape my girlfriend. They've threatened to kill me. They've threatened to kill my mom and my dad, okay? They've come up here and they've done nothing but hate, all right? When I've just been speaking the facts, okay? When I've just been predicting the future since like October of last year, saying that Donald Trump will explode the national debt, that Donald Trump will send America into a recession with his tariffs. I've just been spitting facts. So of course I'm going to feel vindicated. Of course I'm going to feel good as hell when then we have Elon Musk coming out, Donald Trump's right-hand man coming out and saying these things. All right. But also, I just want to say that this is in no way praising Elon. Because what the fuck is that idiot doing? Okay? He funded, like Trump, $100 million to win the election. And then funded like $20 million to try to win special elections in states like Wisconsin. But he knew that Donald Trump's policy was going to send America into a recession? He was just funding an America. Like, dude, what the? Like, I don't know why Elon is admitting these things. But based, okay, for like truth, okay, for like trying to get America back on track, but God, it definitely makes Elon look stupid too. What's up, JC? How old are you?
I'm 18.
I don't believe you, JC. Another fetus.
I'm bored.
If you're going to request that, make sure that you're at least 18 years old, everybody. We're going to go to get that next guest up at the box as we speak. Honestly, y'all, we're going to do a marathon live today. I typically only stay live for 4 hours. I'm gonna stay longer for a little bit longer than today. What's going on, Chumpy? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 21.
21. Are you driving?
I'm in a vehicle. I'm not the one driving now.
Cool. Could you have your driver say hi real quick?
Hello.
Sweet. Take it away. By the way, is your mic like connected to your car? And if so, do you think you might be able to turn off your Bluetooth?
It is not connected, but we're going to be pulling over here in 5 minutes, and I'll be getting out. So.
Sweet. Yeah. I mean, do you just want to like stay on mute? I know the background noise is fine. Take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
Personally, I believe that one of the greatest parts about this country is that I know my wants and needs for president will be completely different from the next person's. And I think the greatest part about the country is every 4 years, 4 to 8, to be specific, I guess, we have a chance to, over the course of time, everybody can have a president that met their needs that they needed at that time. Me personally, I'm a small business owner. I live in a small town, or I'm trying to live in a small town again. It's kind of getting expensive, but so for me personally, Trump's views, I'm not going to say I agree with 100% of everything he does or says. That'd be a little delusional, I believe. But for me personally, and my rights that I believe in, Trump has fought the most for those specifically.
I'm sorry, man. I appreciate you for being kind, respectful, and like seemingly good faith. But I mean, you just talked for maybe about a minute or two, and I don't feel like I've heard like a reason. So like in like 2 sentences or less, why do you support Trump?
I don't believe in gun control.
Out of the last 2 administrations, what is the only administration to pass gun control?
I know Biden did.
No, he didn't. Trump did. Trump passed the bump stock ban, and not only was that gun control, but it was ruled as unconstitutional by the Supreme Court.
Okay.
Meaning that Donald Trump literally violated your Second Amendment rights.
It was harder for me to purchase a gun under Biden than it was under
Not because
Trump.
of any federal law. Not because of any federal law. What was the federal gun control law that Biden passed that made it harder for you to buy a gun?
Because I was under 21, when I very first turned 18, I went and bought a gun. As soon as Biden became president, about a few weeks after, I had to wait a minimum of a month and a half before I could take home a gun that I purchased.
Please just answer my question. What is the federal gun control that was passed by Biden that made it harder for you to buy a gun?
If you're under 21, there's an automatic at least 14-day waiting period in order to buy a gun.
Okay, well, first of all, that's good, but second of all, what federal law was that?
I don't know the exact law.
Okay, because I don't think it was a federal law. It's likely that this was like state or local law. Okay, so it wasn't even Biden, but like I agree with that. Like that's fine. That's
Guns aren't controlled on the state level for the most part.
That's not true.
I live in an extremely pro-gun state.
Wait. The last thing that you said is like fundamentally false. Like the last thing that you said, that there's not gun control on the state level, that is like by and large objectively false. Like that's like saying that like taxes, like there's not state controlled taxes. Like saying that there's not state controlled gun regulation is like saying that there's not state controlled taxes. Like objectively, if you were to go to Alabama right now, you're going to be able to get your hands on a firearm about 10 times easier than if you were in Colorado or California.
You're right. I'm sorry. Let me reword. The background checks that you go through in order to purchase a gun are not state level background checks. They go through federal.
Wait. Elon literally called Trump a pedo and saying that he's deranged. Beast! Wait, did he just tweet that out? I gotta go look at it. Thank you for the $10 saying that, Ryan. Thank you so much, Ryan, as well as Anita. Thank you for the 50 pounds over on YouTube Super Chat. Saying, love your videos, sending love and support from Austria. I'm watching your videos while painting. This is great. Have fun painting, Anita. And thank you so much for the 50-pound Super Chat. As well as Sylvia with the $20 on Venmo, just saying I'm 40. Yeah, we have older viewers in here. Shout out Sylvia for the $20. Thank you. As well as Marianne, thank you for the $20 on Venmo for doing what you do. Celebrate. Oh, we're celebrating today. Thank you so much for the $20, Marianne. And Kelly with a $50 donation on Venmo, saying that vindication is a beautiful thing. You said it from the start that all of this would happen. Yes, I've said all of this from the start. From the start, I've been saying all of this. Thank you for the $50, Kelly. Huge shout out to Kelly. That is Kellye. Thank you for the $50. That is so incredibly kind of you. As well as Odessa. Thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. I really appreciate you guys so much for the love. Holy crap, you guys are going crazy. As well as Natalia with a $10 over on PayPal, and Holly with a $5. You guys are great. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you think that Bill Clinton should have been impeached? Should have been impeached for cheating on his wife with Monica Lewinsky in the Oval Office, then hiding it from the American people, and then lying about it to all of our faces?
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't know very much about Bill Clinton, but from what you said, I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on that, I guess.
Okay. Do you think that Nixon should have been impeached for the Watergate scandal?
Yes.
Okay, so if Nixon should have been impeached for engaging in the Watergate scandal and hiding it from the American people, then you would agree that Donald Trump should be impeached for engaging in the Epstein scandal, promising to release the Epstein files and never getting around to it, and concealing them from the American people because he was named in them, and he didn't want the American people to know that.
I would say, personally, this is my view, and it might seem quite extreme. I really came on here to try to show that there's some normal people on this side, because I've watched you all day.
Bro, I'm going to be honest. I appreciate that, but like I think that a normal person would reject Trump right now. Like I'm sorry. I'm just like I say that with total utmost confidence and conviction. Like if somebody isn't like ignorant and like is educated on like the bad things that Trump has done, and like unfortunately you decided to join this live, so I'm gonna make sure I educate you. It's like if you still decide to support Donald Trump after these things, like I can't think that you're normal, right? Like for instance, like just talking about Epstein specifically. I mean, Donald Trump went on record talking about Epstein, saying that quote unquote Epstein's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. Okay, and then like he got accused of raping 13-year-old Katie Johnson with Epstein, and this all happened years ago. And now we're learning that he's concealed the Epstein files and not released them to the public because he's named in them. Okay, like this is a scandal that is larger than Watergate, and you thought that Nixon should have been impeached for that. So like it'll obviously follow that you'd think that Donald Trump should be impeached for this. And I mean, this is just simply scratching the surface.
Personally, I believe that if Trump is proved to be a pedophile beyond reasonable doubt, he should be humanely euthanized or castrated. That's my belief on pedophiles.
Yo, hold on. I'm gonna play you a clip. This is Donald Trump on Howard Stern's podcast speaking about his experiences at Miss Teen USA. I can't even believe that you just said that. I'm gonna put your mic on mute. There's some wind, but just listen in.
I don't see it as a conflict. It could be a conflict of interest, but you know, it's the kind of thing you worry about later.
Oh, I see.
You tend to think about the conflict a little bit later on.
The question is, how can it not be construed?
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, you know, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with the vagina. And well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that. So you have done that. I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show. Yes. And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else, and you know, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. You know, I'm inspecting. Right, I want to make sure that like everything is good. You're there. Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
And this is Donald Trump talking about Miss Teen USA, that had teenager contestants, some as young as 15. In fact, one of these teenagers that Donald Trump walked into the changing room of, their name is Victoria. They're a woman now, and you know they come up onto the live every once in a while, and they'll talk about how Donald Trump would walk backstage on them while they were naked. So I mean, how do you feel about like possibly getting a visit from the Secret Service? Because you just openly called for the unaliving of the current sitting U.S. president. Click on your profile picture. Click the icon on the mic. Linda, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal saying icing on the cake. Tesla stock took a huge hit today. It's just going to piss Elon off more, and it's going to make him get even more crazy on Twitter. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, Chum, I'm going to show you how to unmute yourself. By the way, for everybody watching, I've sent him 3 requests to unmute.
Sorry.
There you go. You got it figured out.
I thought I'd been talking. Sorry, I'm trying to water my dog real quick. But
So what are your thoughts on that?
I personally don't think I called for the unaliving of a president. I called for the unaliving of pedophiles.
Okay, I just played you a clip where he talked about how much he loved to perv on naked teenagers. I mean, connect the dots.
I think that's disgusting, and I personally don't agree with it.
Okay, well, is that P30ophilic?
Yes, I would say so.
Connect the dots. Secret Service will be at your door in less than 24 hours. Shit. So if you think he should DIE, why do you support him being our president?
Well, I am going to be honest with you. I didn't know any of this till I joined this live. This is not something that's broadcasted very often.
Beautiful. This is what I said earlier. I said that, yeah, like, unfortunately, you've decided to join the live, and I'm going to educate you. And if you still decide to support Trump after, right, I'm spitting these facts. Like, I just can't simply perceive you as normal. Like, can you, like, understand my perspective there? Like, isn't it fair for me to say that I can't think you're a normal person if you still decide to go on and support Trump after all of this?
I'm not saying that I still support Trump. I'm saying that I'm taking what you say into account.
I mean, yeah, that's awesome,
Obviously,
bro.
I'm going to do more research and digging to form my own opinion better. But I definitely will look into it more, for sure.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Not necessarily. I just really kind of wanted to get on here. I've been watching all day. I've been in and out of service. I've been trying to request, but I've been in and out of service at work. So,
all right, well, listen, at the end of the day, I appreciate you for coming up and not being like hostile, but like, I mean, I seriously do hope that you end up revoking your support for Trump.
For sure. I appreciate you not being hostile as well. I do not support anyone on this side or anyone on the right or left being aggressive or hostile towards each other. I think it's time for everyone to come together as a country and spread love.
What if I told you that the only way for us to come together as a country would like require some level of hostility towards like a particular like demographic that like supports Trump like die-heartedly, and they're just unwilling to revoke their support because they're literally cult members? Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think it's okay to be hostile. Like, imagine that I rolled you that clip and you're like, I still fuck with him. You know, he's still my dog, still my prez, right? Like obviously I'd probably like raise my voice a little bit, get a little angry and hostile, and I guess I wouldn't see much of an issue with that. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. Appreciate you for coming up, Chumpy. We're gonna go and get that next Trump support on the line, everybody. Just give us a minute. Yeah, Elon Musk tweeted again. He just retweeted a video of Trump partying with Epstein in '92. Yeah, man. Oh, I'm loving it. Living for this shit. Please crash out. Continue to crash out, Elon. Expose it all. Expose it all. Burn it all down, Elon. Burn it all down, Elon. You know, Elon lives terribly interesting life. He spends $100 million to get a fascist elected, and then he fucking burns the world down trying to get the fascist thrown out of office. Romeo, thank you for the money gun. Wow. Hello, Jacob. Do you support Trump?
Holy shit. What's going on, Dean? Goddamn, I was going to say, man. I support you, bro. I support everything you and Parker are doing. I support the whole liberal and Democrat movement, all right?
Base, WU. All right, well, we are just looking for people that support Trump. All right, guys, we're looking for that next guest, everybody. Wow, look at that. Cora, thank you so much for my, my fiance, your fiance. Thank you so much for the $15 over on Venmo to shout out your fiance, Lauren. Sorry, Cora. Lauren's not my fiance. That's your fiance. Yo, let's show some love to Lauren down below in that comment section right now. And once again, thank you so much for the $15 donation on Venmo, Cora, as well as Mary. Thank you so much for the $20 donation. Mary says, here's to the downfall of that orange prick. Oh, what a beautiful day. What a beautiful day it is. What a beautiful day it is. What a beautiful day it is. If you're MAGA, let us know down below in that comment section. We'll get you loaded into the live. Joy, you're spamming MAGA down below. Let's go ahead and get them up here. We got Joy loaded into the box right now. Joy, what's going on? Apparently you're MAGA? All right, it's just somebody spamming the N word. My apologies, chat. Sorry, you got to hear that. What's up, DJ? Are you MAGA? All right, this is what it is, everybody. Listen. It is so hard for me to get debates in here because nobody wants to defend his ass.
Yo, bro, why do you only accept requests from followers?
Do I have that setting on? Did it make you follow me in order to request?
Fuck yeah, I don't want to follow you.
That's funny. I didn't even know I had that on. Yeah, fuck you, Marty. All right, what's the beef, bro? What's the beef?
Bro, like, let's just set some guidelines for the debate before we go in, because, you know, I wouldn't want to be microaggressive towards you, you know? I don't want to be microaggressive.
Yeah, I doubt that. So, okay, all right.
That's sarcasm. I think you're ridiculous. I think your whole ideology is ridiculous.
All right, what's the beef, bro?
Bro, I just think the whole thing with your fucking tour shit, that was a publicity stunt, right? Like, there's no
calm down, G.
Dude, I'm calm, bro. I'm chilling.
Tell us why you support Trump.
I support Trump because he doesn't fucking deal with microaggressions.
Okay, so he deals with macroaggressions, like calling all black people lazy or telling people not to vote for Obama because he's black. That must mean he's from Africa.
He didn't say don't vote for Obama because he's black.
Yeah, he absolutely did. He perpetuated the birther myth of Barack Obama. So the birther myth of Barack Obama is the idea that Obama was not born in America, but was rather born in Kenya. And of course, there's like no evidence that he was born in Kenya, and he had a birth certificate from Hawaii. And of course, the only reason why people said that is because he's black, right?
Yeah, but he didn't say don't vote for him because of that.
Well, I mean, that's the implication of the birther myth. Because what does that mean?
You have to be an American citizen.
In order to qualify to run for the presidency, you have to be a natural U.S.-born citizen, correct? But if he was born in Kenya and was an immigrant, then he would not be a natural U.S.-born citizen, which would mean he would be constitutionally eligible to run for the presidency. So the entire purpose of the birther myth was to literally get people not to vote for Obama because the implication there is that he was not constitutionally eligible to run, and nobody cared except for the people that engaged in the use of the birther myth.
It wasn't because of the color of his skin, though. It was to take down a political opponent.
Oh, really? Yeah, go ahead and tell me when Donald Trump has used this takedown of a political opponent that was white. Oh, wait.
Well, what else would he say? Hillary?
Great. Then also, yeah,
Hillary
Obama
Clinton?
wasn't his political opponent, silly goose.
Yeah, but yeah, well.
Oh,
Obama,
yeah, but Hillary Clinton was
running
his.
the country when Joe
Hillary
Biden
Clinton was his political opponent. Did he say that
Yeah, but
Hillary
Obama
Clinton was
running
born in
the country
Africa?
when Joe Biden was in office? That's for sure. So basically, he was.
Wait, who did he run against?
He ran against Joe Biden, but when Joe Biden was in office, Obama was the one.
Wait. When Obama was in office, did we know that Joe Biden would run for president in the future?
No, Joe Biden was the vice president.
Fucking, you're the dipshit because you're the one that's saying that he was just lying to take down a political opponent. Come on, bro. Chloe, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. I appreciate you so much for the love.
You're on
so,
different
is
sides
it
of
okay
the
to
aisle.
use racism to try to take down political
That's
opponents?
not racism. You're twisting it up, just like the fucking.
Wait. What's the motivation to believe that he was born in Kenya? No. Listen to me. What was the motivation to believe that he was born in Kenya? Explain it to me like I'm 5.
It's not racism. It's
Then what is it? No. What was the motivation to believe that the black man was born in Kenya?
It doesn't matter. It's not racism. You're painting.
So then what is it? Then tell me, what was the motivation?
Just like your little unfuck America tour.
You want to talk about Obama? Tell me what was the motivation for instantiating the belief that he was born in Kenya?
You brought up Obama.
Yeah, because you said you didn't vote for him because he doesn't engage in he engages in macroaggressions. And here's a great example. Tell me, what was the motivation to believe that Obama was born in Kenya?
Sorry, repeat that.
Why didn't they say that Obama was born in Sweden? Why didn't they say that Obama was born in America?
Why does it matter?
Yeah, it matters because it's racism, and racism matters, little bro.
Yeah, of course, racism matters, but that's not racism.
Okay.
Just like the unfuck America tour wasn't racism at all. Bro, Charlie Kirk made a video and was spot on.
Listen,
did you see that video?
I totally expect you to not believe that microaggressions are racism if you don't think that macroaggressions are racism. I just want to clarify, you were literally sitting on my live right now and trying to convince me and everybody else listening.
Macroaggressions. Give me another macroaggression. I'll tell you if it's racism.
Sure, he called all black people lazy.
That's macroaggressions. That's racism.
Okay, so Donald Trump's a racist.
What I mean that's a racist remark. I don't know if he himself was a racist. You said the N-word before. Are you a racist?
No, I'm not. And the difference between me and Trump is that I've been able to change the
quality. Didn't he also
open
up a lot of jobs for black people too?
Great. Are you gonna let me finish?
Yeah, I mean, then respond to what I said after.
Yeah, there's three differences between me and Trump. First of all, he was a grown fucking man and a billionaire at that. I was 14, but age doesn't matter. What does matter is the fact that I was able to change my character, grow and become a better person. I was able to acknowledge that what I did was wrong and actively apologize for what I did while actively becoming a better person. Can you please give me any example of Donald Trump acknowledging that the racist remarks, things that he said and done in the past have been wrong and that he's tried to change his character and apologize for them? Has he ever taken accountability for a damn bad thing he's done in his life, sir?
Has Donald Trump ever taken accountability?
For any racist thing he's ever
Give me an
done.
example where he hasn't taken accountability.
Sure, he's never taken accountability for calling all black people lazy. He's never taken accountability for calling for the death penalty for the exonerated Central Park 5. In fact, the moderator at his first debate with Hillary Clinton asked him to take accountability, and he said, fuck no. He never took accountability for perpetuating the birther myth of Barack Obama, as I already pointed out. He's never taken accountability for raping E. Jean Carroll. In fact, his accountability was literally calling for her to be incarcerated.
We can talk about that.
He's never taken accountability for being in the Epstein files. We could talk about that too. In fact, he's been intentionally hiding the Epstein files from the American people because he was naming them, making one of the biggest political cover-ups in modern American history.
You're not smart because you talk fast, bro. Just say one thing, I'll address it.
You're right. I'm not talking fast. You're listening slow.
Okay, that's the dumbest thing. That's the cringiest thing I've ever heard. Please don't ever say that again. That you just embarrass yourself in front of your fans. Donald Trump did so many good things for black people. He literally didn't he sign legislation to fund black colleges and universities?
So now that was the most embarrassing thing that's been said in our conversation so far. The reason why I say that is because he cut funding in half compared to what Obama was giving them.
He funded it too.
Sir, let's see. If you're, how do I want to? Okay, so Obama, he gave
Our
HBCUs.
black unemployment rates were also at a. I'm pretty sure they were at a historic low.
So before we move on to unemployment rates, listen to what I have to say. So Obama funded HBCUs $2 billion every 4 years. Donald Trump cut that in half to $1 billion every 4 years. So is it that? So imagine that you're an employer. And
no, it increased federal funding. What are you talking about?
That's not true.
Yes, it is. Where's your source? You give me a source. You're claiming that he cut it.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Wait, okay. First of all, you're the one that claimed that he increased it, but I'll be a nice guy nonetheless.
How about we both find the source?
Wait, actually, I know the source. Have you ever watched my Jubilee video?
No, I haven't watched your Jubilee video.
Yeah, so I did a 1v15 on Jubilee. So they have this fact checker called Sand Fact Checker, and they're actually right-leaning. They were like critiquing a lot of things that I said in my Jubilee video with no reason. But one fact check that they gave is I was having the same exact conversation with one of the Trump supporters at the beginning of the video, and they fact checked it, and they provided the evidence to demonstrate the claim is true. So I'm actually just going to go on Google. I'm going to type in Dean Withers Jubilee. Then I'm going to scroll on to the guy that I know is having the conversation with about the same fucking topic. And I'm just going to give you the sand fact check. Yeah, there it is. Okay, awesome. So this is a sand fact check. So Trump signed the Future Act in 2019, making it $255 million in annual funding for HBCUs permanent. So in other words, this is half of what Obama had sent to HBCUs, which was $500 million per year.
From the WhiteHouse.gov, Donald Trump signed the Future Act into law in 2019, which permanently provides $255 million in annual funding for HBCUs.
Hey, buddy, how much did I say he gave them in funding over his 4 years?
The number I just said?
I said that he gave him $1 billion. What's 250 times 4?
Okay, well, Obama did more, but you're saying Trump
Thank
did
you.
nothing. You're saying
Thank
Trump
you.
did nothing.
No, that's not what I said. Stop being disingenuous.
That was
I
the
said
argument.
that he
The
did less.
bedrock of your argument is Trump is racist and he doesn't do anything for black people.
You specifically referenced funding to HBCUs, and I said that he cut it in half compared to Obama's administration. And then you asked me for a source. I give you a source to demonstrate that what I'm saying is true, and now you need to concede.
But I'm not conceding because I just said he's provided $250 million. The argument wasn't who provided more. The argument is what Trump did.
Wait. So I'm sorry. If you're an employer, okay, and you have an employee that you pay $60 an hour, and then for whatever fucking reason, one day you cut that in half and you start giving them $30 an hour for the same work, was that a good decision? Are you still a very kind person for giving them $30, even though it's cut in half from what was given to them previously?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. It objectively fucking matters.
That's a different argument.
You can absolutely not parade this as an accomplishment of something good that Donald Trump is doing for black people when it's proactively harming black people compared to what their material conditions were before his presidency, you lunatic.
That wasn't our debate, though. Our debate was what Trump did for black people, not what he didn't do or not what Obama did more.
So the reason that Obama funding HBCUs more than Trump matters is because it shifts the conversation from, well, Trump gave them $1 billion to Trump cut to the idea that Donald Trump cut their funding $1 billion. Can we agree that Donald Trump cut funding to HBCUs every 4 years by $1 billion?
Okay, yeah, but we can also agree.
Right, and that's an example of how he's not racist. You got a great argument, Marty.
Fucking Obama. I'm not up here shitting on Obama. I never said Obama was a bad president. We're talking about Kamala Harris and Joe Biden against Donald Trump, right?
Okay, I have a question. Do you think that Nixon should have been impeached by Congress for the Watergate scandal?
I don't even know. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah,
I'm
no
20.
doubt, no doubt. Do you think that Bill Clinton should have been impeached for cheating on his wife with Monica Lewinsky in the Oval Office and then lying about it to the American people?
That was a very bad thing to do, but I don't think he should have been impeached.
Right, because if you did say that he should be impeached, then you would have never voted for Trump in the first place because he's cheated on 3 of his wives. Okay, I see. You're trying to win the debate. Okay. Do you think that Donald Trump should be impeached?
Stop saying what I think.
Do you think that Donald Trump should be impeached for being in the Epstein documents, then hiding and specifically concealing the Epstein documents from the American people and not releasing them, even though he said he would release them specifically because he was named?
We need. Okay, I can talk to you about that. We need more. We need more on that. We need more. If it comes out that it's confirmed that if he's convicted, then yeah, I do think so.
Oh, but wait. So if a court finds him guilty of it, you'll believe it. So when a court found him guilty of raping
No. If you're gonna reference Eugene Carroll, don't even bother. Don't even bother. We're not going to talk about that civil court case, which was an absolute joke. She came out, which is like 20 years after it happened, when he's running for president. This is an absolute joke. She doesn't even remember where it was, when it was. She doesn't even remember half of the details.
Yeah, same old talking point. So yeah, she actually indicated that I was in the changing room of a very particular retail store. I can't give you the name of the retail store because I don't know how to fucking pronounce it. It's like Borgman Goodman or some shit like that. And she did indicate that, yes, indeed, the year was 1994 in which it occurred. So you just straight up lied. You also tried to shit on her coming out 20 years later. Okay, well, 60% of women that get raped never reported to the authorities in their lifetime. So why would we shit on one that comes out 20 years after the fact? Like, I don't know, have a fucking half of a brain. And then you also said that she did this because he was running for president. No, she actually indicated in the court proceedings that she did this because her parents died, and she only was willing to come out about it after her parents died. And the reason she was only willing to come out about it after her parents died was because she was too embarrassed to have her parents know. See, that's what happens when we have a society that blames victims. But I'd like to say, even if she did only come out about it because he was running for president, that would make her one of the greatest American patriots that has ever fucking lived. I mean, what if your rapist was running for president? You already know off rip that half of the country is going to be loyal to the bone to protect them. You already know off rip that half of the country is going to fucking hate your blood and guts and treat her like you're treating her simply because she was public about the fact that your savior, Jesus 2.0, raped her. But she wanted the American people to know exactly who they were supporting, who exactly was running for the presidency, and who exactly who they were voting for. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Sounds to me like this just paints her to be an American patriot.
Dude, you're a gaslighter. Holy shit. No one's blaming victims. We're talking about Donald Trump, the most hated man in America. Like, I literally just told you.
Yo, my opinion is that he should be more hated.
If he should be that's not possible. Literally, why would everybody wants Donald Trump locked up? And this is a way to get him locked up. I told
Wait,
I've
wait. You don't want criminals locked up? Jeez, I guess
I
he's
want
not a
fucking
member of the
criminals locked up. You
party of
want
law and
criminals
order.
running our fucking country.
He's not the party of law and order, guys.
Yeah, can you even debate without muting people? By the way, or like,
I haven't
nah?
muted you this whole conversation. What the
You just
fuck are you
muted me.
talking about?
Bro, I wasn't even talking and you muted me.
I haven't muted you this entire conversation.
It literally just said your microphone has been turned off by the live creator. I didn't even say anything.
Has anybody heard this guy turn his mic off?
You muted me, you fucking dimwad.
Bro, you literally just said in one consistent statement that a debate without
You're rage
muting.
baiting. You're rage baiting, dog.
What the hell are you talking about?
You just muted me twice. You can't debate me without muting me.
What the fuck?
Okay, let's talk about the case.
What the hell is going on?
You muted my mic when you were making a statement. You idiot.
I muted you at all. What the hell?
Okay, you're rage baiting. Let's get back to the topic.
What the hell? Okay, nice lie, buddy.
That's not a lie. Dude, find me evidence that shows that Donald Trump raped E. Jean Carroll, and I'll believe you.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the evidence would be therapist notes from the 90s indicating that she was indeed raped by Donald Trump, and those therapist notes aligning with her own testimony as well as the testimony of 7 others, as well as I'd say that the most convicting, evidence set forth was the fact that she had a dress that she claimed she was raped by Donald Trump in, and she claimed that it had Donald Trump's DNA on it. So the judge then took that dress, tested it for male DNA, found out there was indeed unknown male DNA on it, and then the judge turned around and they were like, "Oh, hey, Trump, E. Jean Carroll claims this is yours. Would you mind submitting your DNA to the court so it could be tested against the DNA on the dress?" Also, keep in mind, if he did that and he was innocent and it wasn't his DNA, E. Jean Carroll's whole case would have fucking fell to bits and pieces because it would have been objectively disproven insofar as the claims in which he was making. But guess what Donald Trump did? He said, "No, I'm not going to submit my DNA to this court. I'm not going to do it." That sounds like something that a guilty man would do. Let me ask you a question. If you were soberly driving on a road without any alcohol in your system and a officer pulled you over and suspected you of drunk driving and they asked you to take a breathalyzer, would you do it?
Sure.
Okay, but what if you were drunk driving and an officer pulled you over suspecting you of drunk driving and then they asked you to take the breathalyzer? Keep in mind you're not legally obligated to. Would you do it?
Obviously not. That's two different things.
Well, actually, you just demonstrated the
compare these
one-to-one
two
analogy. The one-to-one analogy. Any reasonable person in Donald Trump's shoes would have given their DNA, given that they're innocent, as well as any non-reasonable person, because they would be a rapist, wouldn't have given their DNA, given that they were guilty. And guess what? Donald Trump didn't give his DNA over. What does that tell us?
He offered his DNA actually, eventually. Why? Okay, but think about it this way.
Now, let me clarify. He offered his DNA after the discovery period of the court closed, meaning that he couldn't submit any new evidence. That's like trying to offer Chick-fil-A your money in turn for an 8-count nugget on a Sunday. Obviously, they're not going to give it to you because they're closed.
Why do you not let anyone talk?
Yeah, feel free to
I'm
talk,
trying to
man.
make a statement, bro.
Sorry, I'm cooking too hard. You're right. I need to let
I'm
you
not
speak. Go
cooking
for it.
anyone just because these weirdos in the chat be like, W. Dean, like you're not cooking. Like you are not. Bro, look at my points. Where was I? I just lost my train. Oh, yeah. I completely just lost my fucking train of thought. What were we talking about again?
You lost your train of thought because you're too busy talking about your 1.54 thousand points.
Yeah, no, because you said you were fucking cooking, which is not true.
Wait.
Okay,
Wait. And the proof that I'm not cooking you is because you have over 1,000 points?
No, it was a fucking joke. Calm down.
Wait, what was the punchline?
I don't think you should be talking about punchlines. Have you seen the jokes you make on here? You're just listening slow. That was the cringiest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I mean, it's definitely not as cringy as you
Donald
supported
Trump. Okay, let's
pedophile
get back.
rapists, man. Let me get that one straight.
You're getting off topic.
I mean, you're the one that just talked about how many points you have. Who's getting off topic? Come on, bro.
Bro, it's like stop dwelling on it. Jeez, get over it.
I'll get over it.
Donald Trump's court case versus E. Jean Carroll was on a public stage. If you and I gets pulled over for DUIs, whatever, that no one's gonna know about that. Like in the scandalous world of politics, why would you want to make a big deal out of something that supposedly never happened?
Wait. Imagine that you were like an important figure, like a state governor, and you getting pulled over for a suspected DUI by a cop was on the public stage, and that could impact your career and reputation, but you were sober. You would only have even more reason to use the breathalyzer in that analogy. So it's funny because the difference that you pointed out between my analogy of the DUI and Donald Trump in court would only give us more reason to believe that Trump is guilty because he would be under more pressure to submit his DNA to the court to refute her claims, given that he was an innocent man. Get dunked.
That's not, buddy. I'm about to dunk on you. A breathalyzer, you just blow, they give you it, you blow into it, and you get the results right there. There's absolutely no way to fake it. There's no way to twist it. There's no absolute way you can change that. With a DNA test, you got to go through all these steps. You don't get it right away. It's got to get processed. It's got to come back. In the scandalous world of politics, I don't think it would be a smart idea for Donald Trump to give his DNA.
Wait, so you're saying that wait. So you're saying that we have more reason to believe that the court would fake his DNA and fake his guilt than we have reason to believe that he actually is guilty. I'm so sorry. What unanimous jury of 9 concluded that the civil court that held him liable would contort the evidence submitted to them and determine that it was his DNA even though it wasn't. See, you're so fucking willing to accept speculative nonsense conspiracy theories such as the idea that a court in America will falsely represent evidence and determine that it wasn't his DNA or that it was his DNA even though it wasn't. And you're saying that somehow that speculative conspiracy theory is more likely to be true than the unanimous decision and verdict of 9 jurors? Bro, fucking ring, 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 planet Earth to Marty. Where the fuck are you? Fairy tale make-believe Delulu like fucking cult fucking contort reality to make it whatever I want land? Holy shit, get a grip, bro.
There was a mute right there, by the way.
It's because you interrupted me. My bad, bro.
I didn't interrupt you.
That's why I muted you, yes.
I think I said like one word, like sure. Like I didn't like do a whole sentence. I was like, yeah, okay, buddy. Like I didn't interrupt you.
So the yeah, okay, buddy is an interruption.
I didn't make a whole point like I'm about to right now. First of all, you're twisting my argument. I tell you something. This is what you liberals do. I'll tell you something, or like someone will tell you something, or maybe not you personally. I don't watch you a lot, but your party, and they'll fucking twist it. Like you'll twist the argument. Like that's not what I said. I never said I would never believe Donald Trump is being guilty. Just like we talked with the Epstein list. If there's literal footage of that, I don't even care. I don't even want footage of him actually doing anything. I literally just want footage of. I'll take footage of him in the store with E. Jean Carroll. That's literally in the same room, not even talking to each other. That's what I'll take to believe it. But there's nothing. There's literally nothing. There's a dress with male DNA on it.
Okay. So your standard of evidence would be footage.
Yes, footage, audio.
Okay.
I'll take anything.
Okay, so you take audio. Do you mind if I test that? Do you mind if I could test your claim here to see if you're telling the truth?
It can't be an audio of someone claiming it happened. I need an audio.
No. Like, do you mind if I just test your standard of evidence here, being like an audio clip, like an admission of guilt? Do you mind if I just test that standard?
It depends on the audio. What are we looking at?
Particularly the audio of Donald Trump admitting that he perved on naked teenage girls in Miss Teen USA.
Oh, this Team USA. Yeah, yeah, sure, play it. I've heard it before. It's disgusting.
You tend to think about the conflict a little bit later on.
The question is, how can it not be construed?
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with vagina. And, well, you could also say that the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that. So you have done that. Now, I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show. Yes. And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. Right. I want to make sure that like everything is good. You're there. Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
So, Mr. Marty, I'm going to calm down a little bit. We're going to slow this conversation down. We're going to be clear, and we're going to be good faith. So you told us that you would accept an audio clip as sufficient evidence to believe that Donald Trump had raped E. Jean Carroll. So my question is, will you accept that audio clip as sufficient evidence to believe that Donald Trump is a pervy old man that liked to barge into women's changing rooms to look at naked teenage girls?
Yeah, that's disgusting. That's gross. I mean, I've heard that. I've heard that before. It's gross. I don't support that.
But yet you still support Trump. So if like him perving on naked teenage girls and violating their consent is not enough reason for you to stop supporting Trump, then why would him raping E. Jean Carroll be enough reason for you to stop supporting Trump?
Okay, they're both incredibly bad things. The E. Jean Carroll thing is way worse than that. And that's saying a lot because that is also really bad. That's disgusting. And still,
okay, I have a question. Did Kamala Harris like perv on naked teenagers or like get held civilly liable for rape?
Can I finish or are you going to fucking interrupt me?
No, you're right. I did interrupt you. My bad.
This election is beyond Democrats and Republicans. This election it's honestly, it's Trump and it's Kamala or it's Joe Biden. It's the lesser of two evils, really, if you ask me. I think Donald Trump is just a better candidate than Kamala Harris. And if you come on these lives, like no one's views are going to change after one conversation. I'm going to leave this conversation. I'm still going to think Trump is a better candidate. Obviously, I don't think Trump is the fucking be all end all. Like, it's disgusting. That's gross. I don't support that. I especially think when you're on a stage that big and you have a lot of people who look up to you, especially I'm sure kids look up to the president of the United States. It's a terrible look on the youth. But if you want to talk about the youth, we can also talk about the education system and what the liberals are painting on them.
Before we get there.
Yeah, go ahead.
So let's follow the logic. You agree that Donald Trump has been held civilly liable for rape. You admit
He's been civilly liable, yes.
And you admit that he definitely has like perved on naked teenage girls at Miss Teen USA. So
yeah,
my question is, well, you then went on to say, well, he's still the lesser of two evils. So this means that Kamala Harris had done worse evils. So what are the worst evils that Kamala Harris has done compared to, like, for instance, him perving on the naked teenagers?
Are we talking about politically or are we talking about character?
Any. I mean, like, worse evil in any sense of the word.
I think the word evil in the term that I'm talking about, I think that she's just the worst. I don't even know how she became the fucking candidate.
Okay, well, your lack of knowledge how she became the candidate certainly isn't a worse evil than Donald Trump perving on naked teenage girls.
Primary? Yes. She had 0 votes. We're not. I don't want to talk about this.
So that's not true. I mean, that's not true. And are you saying like the private practices of like the primary processes in the DNC, and which are equivalent to that of the RNC, is like makes Kamala Harris worse than like Donald Trump perving on naked teenagers? That's just completely incoherent gibberish.
The Republican Party holds. I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about the conservative ideology is more resonant with.
Okay. I just want to be clear because you're not answering my question. Would you like me to repeat the question that I'm asking you?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So yeah, you agree that Donald Trump was held civilly liable for rape. You agree that Donald Trump had perved on naked teenagers, but then you went on to say that you still support him because he's the lesser of two evils. This means that Kamala Harris has engaged in evils worse than being held civilly liable for rape or perving on naked teenagers. So what are the evils in which Kamala Harris has engaged in which is worse than those two things?
Kamala Harris, I told you she was a worse political candidate than Donald Trump.
Okay, like be specific, quantify the evils. Be very specific.
I don't know about character-wise, but I could tell you Joe Biden character-wise.
So she's definitely not the lesser of two evils in respect to the character. So are you saying that although Donald Trump's character is definitely the worst of two evils, he makes up for it via his policy?
If you're the coach of a basketball team, right? Would you want a really, really, really good player who's an absolute dick, or would you want a terrible player who's a really good guy?
I would take a terrible player who's a good guy over a really good.
You wouldn't.
No, listen
That's
to me. Listen to me.
disingenuous.
I'd take a terrible player who's a good guy over a really good character who's like perved on naked teenagers. In fact, you can't call me disingenuous for saying this when this is like literally like the common understanding in society. Like when there's a sports player on any team, regardless of how good they are, if they're exposed for like being a pedophile, for instance, they could be fucking LeBron James. They're booted from the team, right? So I think that was like a perfect question for you to ask me because it only demonstrates my point to be true to a further extent.
Sucks on a terrible analogy.
Yeah, you stay taking L's, bro.
The fuck are you talking about? Yeah, okay, so we have Kamala Harris elected into office, and then we just let these criminals run free, right? Like, do you want people like Kilmar Garcia in our country?
I think I want people like Kilmar Garcia to have due process.
That's disgusting.
Wait, then you also said that Kilmar Abrego Garcia was a criminal?
Kilmar Abrego Garcia can kick rocks. I don't give a shit.
Wait, I just want to clarify.
He's an MS-13 gang member who beat his wife.
Really,
There's audio of it.
Really, I have a question. So, sir, what court determined that he's a member of MS-13?
He had tattoos.
Oh, the tattoo said that he was a part of MS-13?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, something like that. Wrong picture. Oh, that's Tanner. Wrong picture.
That looks like you. Is that you?
So no, that was Tanner. Another guess.
Who the fuck is
So
that?
I just want to clarify that the tattoos above on his knuckles, on my above my head right here, this right here is more than enough evidence to convince you that Kilmar Abrego Garcia is certainly a member of MS-13, but then a unanimous ruling from a jury of 9 is not enough to convince you that
He's
Donald Trump's a
likely to
rapist.
be a member of MS-13. He's likely to be a member
So
of
explain to me why a ruling via a unanimous jury of 9 isn't enough to convince you that
Those are
Trump's a
gang
rapist.
symbols, dude.
But really? Explain them to me. By the way,
Or not those ones, but he has gang symbols on like his clothing and stuff like that. Not those ones specifically.
Really, what gang symbols?
I don't know. I'm not in a fucking gang. I don't know what gang symbols.
Wait. If you don't know that they're gang symbols, then how do you know that they're gang symbols?
because it was on the news. Forbes. I read it on Forbes.
Okay, so you should be able to either like rehash what you read or like show me what you read or give me like any evidence that he had gang symbols. I mean, I think that the claim from like Pam Bondi was like a Chicago Bulls hat, right? That was a gang symbol.
Yeah, that's right. He had a Chicago Bulls hat and a hoodie that had images of like symbols that represent MS-13, like rolled up.
What were the symbols?
They were like mouths of like presidents rolled up in like bills or something like that. And
I mean, I'm pretty sure that the hoodie said "Smoke WEED till the day I die." So is Parker is Parker also a member of MS-13 since he's also going to do that until the day he dies?
Who?
Parker, get a job, another creator just like me. So he's also a member of MS-13 because he's also going to smoke WEED until the day that he dies. And apparently, if that made Abrigo Garcia a member of MS-13, that make Parker a member of MS-13 as well, right?
You guys are boys?
Yeah. Now answer my question, please.
Yeah, definitely not. That kid could not be the member in a fucking gang.
Oh, okay. So what's a relevant distinction between Abrigo Garcia and Parker that would lead you to the conclusion that Abrigo Garcia is a member of MS-13, but not Parker?
His wife?
So let me it's clear. Now the claim is that specifically speaking,
can I have more than one reason? Or can I only have one
so you
reason?
think that Abrigo Garcia is a member of MS-13 because you think he's beat his wife?
No. We'll deal with this right now, and then we'll go.
Yeah, because I want to know what's the evidence that he's a member of MS-13.
The attire that he wears is an interpretation or a representation of MS-13.
Really, explain the attire that he wore that
See no
represented
evil,
he was
hear
a
no
member
evil,
of
speak no
MS-13.
evil. Motive, which is a gang symbol.
Bro, my sister has a see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil sticker on the back of her fucking SUV. Okay, should my sister be sent to fucking goddamn Guantanamo Bay too?
Does your sister wear clothes with the fucking gang symbols, like the mouth of presidents covered up and rolled up bills?
Wait, show me them. Show me where I could find that. Or I guess gang. I'll even Google it. Gang symbols on Garcia's clothing.
You can go to Forbes article.
Okay, so what gang symbols? I'm still yet to see them.
You can go to Forbes article. That's what I'm on right now.
Forbes, what's the title?
It's called. It's a long title. Kilmar Abreu Garcia, alleged MS-13 gang member, deported to El Salvador.
Wait, I have a question. What's the first word of the title?
Okay, wait. Let me finish this. Held the rank. I don't know how to pronounce this.
Wait. What was that word there that I heard? I think it's alleged.
Alleged, yeah, just like Donald Trump allegedly raped E. Jean Carroll.
Oh no, actually, because it goes from an allegation to a proved claim when it's processed and determined by a court.
Listen, the problem with you guys is.
I hate to be this guy. I got to thank a couple people for their donations real quick. Molly, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal. Molly says, can you please wish my mom, Babsy June, a happy birthday? Yo, happy birthday, Babsy June. That is Babsy. Could we please show some love to Babsy and Molly down below in the chat? Happy birthday, as well as Christian with a $25 donation over on PayPal, saying Reuters crisis meetings in the White House. Oh, I believe it. They're going to be in crisis mode all goddamn day long. Shout out Christian for the $20 and Shirley for the $75 donation over on PayPal. Says the girls are fighting. Well, they're definitely fighting. They're not girls though. They are grown men. Thank you for the $75 over on PayPal. Appreciate you for the love. Yeah, the men are fighting. The men are fighting, Shirley. That's right. The men are fighting. Thank you for the $75, oh Shirley. As well as Sabella, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Chloe with the $10 over on PayPal. Samantha with a $5. And then once again, Chloe with a 10. And actually, Chloe has something to say to you. This was 30 minutes ago, but it's still relevant. Chloe says, fuck you, Marty, and your ideology is ridiculous. Stay following.
You talking to me?
Yeah, she was.
Wow. I'm
and
really
Molly,
hurt.
thank you for another $10. Jennifer, thank you for the $25 over on Venmo. Jennifer says, caller is triggered by the mute button. Damn. You're going to get so triggered by a mute button, you snowflake.
What did she say?
Caller is triggered by the mute button?
Caller is triggered by the mute button?
Yeah, this is what she said.
You mean color?
Caller.
Oh, caller. Okay, wow. You guys are really, really funny.
Yeah, Lauren, thank you for the $10 over at Venmo as well. Shout out to Lauren. Just saying, I've learned so much from you. It's awesome, Lauren. I'm happy. Thank you for the $10. And Alex, ALIX, with the $10 says, this guy Marty needs a real life mute button. He's just willfully not listening. and
You guys
is
are
not willing
losers.
to learn. How do you feel about what Alex says? So Alex says that you're not willing to listen and not willing to learn. And
I disagree. I disagree.
Rashad, thank you for the $5 on Vimeo. Is saying the Jews or Jews the same as saying black or blacks? Honestly, yeah, I would say it is. I'd say that we shouldn't say like black with an S at the end. The same that we shouldn't say Jew with an S at the end. I agree with that. I think I did earlier. I apologize for that. You're right.
You fucking kidding?
No, I'm not.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Why?
You're adding an S at the end of those, so you think it's racist, or?
Well, I mean, like,
are you serious?
What makes it wrong in my mind isn't the fact that you are changing the grammatical structure of the term by adding an S at the end, but rather how the term with an S at the end has been historically used. Like for instance, do you agree that it's wrong for like white people to say the N word?
Of course.
Okay. Like now I agree that it's wrong, obviously, but I just want you to critically think here for a second. Why is it wrong for white people to say the N word?
Because it's a derogatory term against people of color.
And why is it derogatory?
What do you mean? Why is it? Are you fucking serious?
Yes, I am. Like, I agree it's derogatory, but we're critically thinking, we're exploring our reasons to see if a connection can be made.
It's derogatory because it was a term used during times of slavery.
Right. So it was a term used during times of slavery until now to like oppress and dehumanize black individuals, to like further uplift like a system of slaughter, enslavement, and so on. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, so is the term like black with an S at the end. So it's not
really.
It's not the N word. However, like black with an S at the end is like used in like the same sense to like further like dehumanize black individuals, to further be derogatory towards black individuals, like to uplift systems of oppression, and like even like the term like Jew with an S at the end, like same thing was used by like Nazis, dehumanize Jewish people. Oh, they're just.
I come from a
Jews,
Jewish
etc.
family.
You know
I don't
what
think
mean?
that's wrong at all. That's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, I don't think that you just merely saying that because you come from a Jewish family, you don't think it's wrong, therefore it isn't wrong. Like trumps my arguments, right?
That's just your microaggression bullshit. Like, I think you guys need to have thick skin. Like, I don't think that's wrong. I think saying the N-word is wrong. I don't think saying that's wrong. I don't think saying Jews is wrong. I think you just need to have thick skin. It's a tough world out there, Dean. You don't really know that.
I listen, I understand like what you're saying. A lot of people on the right say it. They're like, oh, look at the people on the left. They're just super soy boy and whatnot. But you understand, like, this actually isn't a refutation of the line of reasoning that I granted, right? And I want to make that clear to you as well as like to other right wingers. Okay, like, you know, you could think I'm like soy and like weird and a snowflake and whatnot for like critically thinking, but I was able to detail a logical connection insofar as the motivations that you possess that lead you to the conclusion that it's wrong to say the N-word, and how those same motivations can apply identically to terms such as black with an S at the end or Jew with an S at the end, right? And it's like, I'm not trying to be like a soy boy. I'm just trying to think logically here, okay? Like, if there's not a logical distinction, why would it make it okay to use one term but not the other, all right? It's like, I don't think I would use a term. I don't think you should either, like, due to the reasons that I granted. Now, if you want to refute those reasonings, like, go for it, but just simply calling me a soy boy or telling me to have thick skin definitely doesn't refute it on its own. And it's not like I was fucking, like, canceling somebody for saying it. I was just merely explaining the reasons and agreeing with the donor that's, like, a term that I shouldn't say. In fact, like, I literally said it earlier, and my response was, yeah, shouldn't say that. That's bad. You know what I mean? It's like fucking hell, man. We're just, like, engaging in nuanced thought. I mean, if that's not something that's for you, I mean, it makes sense because you're a Trump supporter, but I definitely don't think, like, the typical, like, zero brain cell, oh, soy boy refutation is really meaningful in this context.
I didn't say you were a soy boy. I said you didn't have thick skin. I don't even know what that means, but okay.
When you say thick skin, are you just saying that I shouldn't critically think about these things?
No, I didn't say that. I don't even think.
Okay, so wait. So I should critically think about these things.
You should critically think about things, not stuff like that.
So I shouldn't critically think about things like that.
In that particular instance, I think that's stupid.
Okay, why is it stupid to critically think? Do you understand how fucking... Wait. Do you understand how like crazy that sounds? You just said it's stupid to critically think.
No, I said in that scenario. If you give me another scenario...
Yeah, you said it's stupid to critically think in any scenario. That's insane.
I never said that. You're
Yes, you did.
What are you trying to do?
So is it stupid or is it not stupid for me to critically think about like the usage of like particular words?
Thing to do. I don't think that calling people of color blacks or Jewish people Jews in a term like that is derogatory unless you say it like
wait. So are you just saying it's not derogatory for a white person to say the N-word unless like they're directing it towards black individuals in a negative way?
So someone donated to you and they said,
Wait,
You
now answer
use
my
the word-
question. Because the synonymous conclusion here would be is that you also don't think it's wrong for a white person to say the
It
N-word
interrupts all the
unless
time,
they're intentionally directing it at a black individual
Wait,
in a
repeat
negative
that. What did you
connotation.
say? What did you just say?
Yeah, do you like your logic here would also imply that it is not wrong for a white person to say the N-word unless they're
Why would you
intentionally
ever-
directing it at a black individual with a negative connotation?
Why would you ever twist an argument into something so disgusting, into making someone think that I said that? Why
Bro,
would
because you literally
ever
just
do
said that it's not wrong for a
No,
white person to say
you're
black
just-
with an S at
you're
the
just
end
losing
unless
the
they're
debate
directing
for
it towards a
twisting
black
argument.
individual with a negative intention. Use your brain.
The N-word is a significantly bad word than saying black.
Okay, I can agree that the N-word comes with significantly more baggage and moral weight and moral condemnability compared to the term black with an S at the end.
You're
But that
getting
doesn't
cooked.
logically imply that therefore the term black with an S at the end doesn't come with any baggage, any moral weight, or any
it does.
condemnability.
It depends on the way you use it. The way you used it that someone criticized you for was not bad, I don't think. Or someone used it in here. I don't even know.
I think that we can attribute some levels of wrongness, okay? But like this just like comes to the conclusion that we shouldn't use the terms. Right? Like nobody's fucking like canceling me.
Okay, sure,
Nobody's like,
sure. This is
Dean,
ridiculous.
get off the app. Dean, stop your live. You're a total piece of shit because you said Jew with an S at the end earlier. However, like I would believe that those terms come with like some level of wrongness to like the extent of just acknowledging that it's something that we shouldn't do. Like come on, like that's such a reasonable take, bro.
Bro, stop muting me. I'm not even interrupting you. I haven't interrupted you once. You've been.
Are you gonna critique my line of reasoning here?
I just said, Dean. I just said I don't think that using that word is bad.
Okay, so you don't have a refutation of my line of reasoning. You just have a claim that I'm wrong. Nice, buddy.
No, I just told you my line of reasoning. I think that the
Wait,
N-word is
Can
significantly worse.
you critique my line of reasoning?
Critique your line of reasoning. I think, okay, yes, I'll critique your line of reasoning. Using the term blacks with the S at the end of it can be derogatory. It can be. In the sense that one of you or I just used it and someone criticized us for it was not in that sense.
All right, he's
Does that
not
make sense?
critiquing my line of reasoning, so we're going to move on to the next guest. If you're in that queue, make sure that it means that you support Trump. That guy got fucking gagged. You know, like, I mean, I'm kind of like done, like, with this, like, messaging from the right that, like, if you care about anything and you're on the left, you're just automatically a soy boy, right? You know, like, and we even, like, see this perpetuated by some people on the left. You know, like, even, like, Destiny with, like, full, like, game over mode on me. He was like, like, you know, this Dean guy sucks. His Reddit was doing nothing but talking about me for, like, a month straight because I was like, hey man, microaggressions are cool. You know, it's like we can attribute a level of wrongness to these things, okay? And because we can attribute a level of wrongness to these things, it obviously entails the conclusion that like we shouldn't use these terms. We shouldn't say these things, okay? You know, like let's just be slightly better people. Let's not use these terms. Let's be better, all right, and move on. You know what I mean? But then guess what? World War fucking III. God, man. What's going on, Jake? How do you? You know, like if anything, like the true sensitive babies are the people that get so sensitive when they see others, right, employing like very low levels of critical thought and like recognizing that it's wrong to do some things. Like, what does that make people so sensitive? All right, we're gonna go to get the next guest up in here. Everyone, just give us a minute. What's going on, Ingrid? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
What'd you say? Sorry.
Age, please. Okay, they're under age. We're going to move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute. Let's go to get that next guest up of the box right now. We got Josiah loading in as we speak. And by the way, if you disagree with a single thing that I said in that last conversation, my challenge to you is to refute the line of reasoning that I gave to justify my beliefs. All right? What's up, Josiah? How old are you?
I am 18.
What year were you born in?
2007.
Great. What month?
Huh?
What month?
What month? May.
May. Sounds good. Okay, real quick. I got to thank a couple people. Milo, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal saying, keep doing the good work. I appreciate that, Milo. That is MYLO. Thank you so much for the love. That is incredibly kind of you. I would also like to show some love to Courtney for the $10 over on Venmo saying that Marty's giving incel. Yeah, duh. I'd also like to show some love to Janelle for the $20 on Venmo saying, I hope this is enough to kick Marty. Well, we got him out of here. Thank you for the love, Janelle. as well as Misty Sin with a $20 saying, please get yourself another anxiety pin. That last guest had me hitting mine hard. Yikes. Yeah, the last guy sucked. Thank you for the $20. As well as Julia with the $10 on Venmo saying that was an insufferable watch. Thank you for putting us out of our misery. Yeah, we got him out of here. He couldn't critique the line of reasoning, so we'll move on to the next guest for a more productive combo. As well as Maggie with the $10 over on Venmo saying, I just need to say if Donald Trump didn't release the files because he was being backed by those that implicated him, this still makes him a bad man. This is a scandal. You can't protect pedos because you are personally benefiting from the pedos, especially as a president. Yo, you cooked, Maggie. Oh my God, beautifully worded. Unreal, beautifully worded. Yo, let's get some claps for Maggie down below. As well as Jesus, Jesus. Fuck, my bad, bro. Jesus, thank you so much, dude. Holy fucking shit. Jesus, thank you for the $50 over on Venmo. Let's get 500 W's for Jesus down below in that comment section. I really appreciate you for the love, Jesus. Show some love to Jesus down below. Jesus says, Dean, thank you for standing up for the truth. MAGA cult members enjoy their red caps, but they clearly wear blue suede shoes. Yeah, these motherfuckers suck, bro. Dude, Donald Trump is an idiot. Thank you for the $50 donation over on Venmo, Jesus. You are the man. And welcome in, Hosea. Are you MAGA?
Yes, I am.
Why is that?
I just feel like the current state of the left has just gotten to such a bad point from the past few years. And the fact that Cookie King mogs the fuck out of you.
Okay.
And you're chopped as fuck. Cookie King's a million times better.
Right. Sweet.
I hope you know that.
All right. This is where you leave, right? And it was indeed. I don't think I've ever been wrong about that. All right, guys, make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen while we get that next guest up in the box right now. If you're watching and you'd like to support me, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio, as well as in the pin message over on that YouTube stream. I get 100% of the proceeds over on those platforms compared to around 30% here on TikTok or YouTube Super Chat, as well as Callie. Thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat, saying the term black with an S at the end or Jew with the S at the end is racism because it others them and treats a race of people as a monolith. As a white person who's not the subject of that racism, I still don't want to be referred to as the whites. No, yeah, I agree. Like, you know, when people say even when people say like the whites, you know, it's like I kind of cringe there too. You know, I think it's just like cringy to use terms like that. Yeah, indeed. What's going on, Miller? Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay, how old are you?
Back. 24.
24. Before we hop into our convo, let me thank Theo for the $10 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love, Theo. Take it away, man. Why do you support Trump?
I support the Republican Party more than I should say I support Trump.
Okay, well, because the Republican Party doesn't support Trump right now.
Which I have been noticing, and it's very much so piqued my interest over the past few days after the, as you like to call it, the big beautiful bill.
Yeah, like if the Republican Party, if you support the Republican Party and the Republican Party doesn't support Trump, this would imply that you don't support Trump.
So, let me ask you a question, because you ask us a lot of questions.
Right.
So what difference? Where do you think we would be at differently as an economy if Kamala had won?
Yeah, you ask a very fair question, and I think I could answer.
From my perspective, because the reason I ask this, from my perspective, I am someone who makes a lot of my money from stocks and that kind of thing. And since Trump has been elected, I am up a lot more than he was before. Now, to be fair,
look at the NASDAQ composite or the S&P 500. I mean, it's barely broken even.
That's if you invest in those as a whole, correct?
Right,
but
so then you're just saying that you're like special, like you pick your own portfolio, you're good at what you do, even though like the typical or average market trends are stagnant, you're doing well. I mean, that doesn't really speak to Donald Trump's competent ability to drive the economy in a positive direction. That just speaks to your competent ability as a good investor to know what to invest in.
I would agree with you, but I also think that does speak to the people that he puts in office and that he helps put in place, because those kind of people also dictate the way that the market goes. Whether people say
but like when we're referring to the market, like you're going to be referring to the market as a whole. Okay, like the market as a whole is not doing well.
The market as a whole isn't doing poor though.
Yeah, it is. I'd say it's doing poor. I mean, listen, we haven't even broke even in the S&P 500 since his inauguration, and it's like if Biden and Harris if Harris was in office right now, holy fucking shit, we'd be doing great, right? You know, like for instance, we saw stagnation in investment in American industries. Here's a graph from the FRED, and my computer's frozen, so I can't move it. What's going on? There it goes. What the fuck is going on? And now, my camera's all fucked up. Okay, I'm not even gonna try to show you that again. But anyways, so I mean, like just objectively speaking here, you know, like we would see more investment into American manufacturing. It was booming under the Biden-Harris administration. The day Trump won the election was stagnant. We'd see better performance in the S&P 500, NASDAQ Composite, and markets as a whole. As well as, I mean, we wouldn't be like ballooning our debt and deficit with like $4 trillion bills to increase the taxes on 80% of Americans. Like the economy was in a great place under Biden and Harris. They only passed good economic policy. The day that Donald Trump walks into office, he fucks it up. And if Kamala Harris was elected, things would be significantly better off. Also, y'all, I have not seen anything new on Elon's Twitter. I've been watching it religiously like a hawk. His last tweet was from 53 minutes ago.
So now I'm hearing you say that when he went into office, it went down. And
What specifically did I say that you're responding to?
I'm saying when you're saying that before Trump got into office, the stock market was at one point, and then when he got into office, it went down as a whole. Am I correct in saying? Am I correct in that?
Yeah, his tariffs caused massive dips in confidence, which crashed the markets for like a month. Then he removed the tariffs, and the markets have been rebounding, but they've barely broken even. Right.
Which is true. The tariffs definitely were going to screw up the market if you did not play it correctly. But I would argue that, from my perspective, looking at my portfolio and other portfolios of people I know around me, our portfolios have gone up since he went into office.
Bro, okay, and I'm sorry, dude. I'm getting really upset. I think the reason why I'm getting really upset is because I've been on live for 3 hours and 50 minutes debating Trump supporters, and like a lot of the times I debate Trump supporters, I like what I say just goes in one ear and out the other. And like specifically as it relates to your claim that Donald Trump has been good for your portfolio, I've already responded to it like 3 times. I'll respond to it a 4th time. I just want you to hear what I have to say. So that does not speak to Donald Trump's competent ability to guide the markets in a positive direction, because on average, the markets have not been guided in a positive direction. That just speaks to your competent ability as a good investor to be able to make a silver lining out of the volatility that the markets have experienced so far in his term.
Okay, and I guess that is a fair point. So then what do you think, if Kamala had been elected instead, what do you think the difference would have been? What do you think? How do you think it would have affected properly? Like, what policies would she have put in place that would have properly done that?
Right. I've already answered this question as well. We would have seen a continuation of the same booming trends that we saw in the last 2.5 years of the Biden-Harris administration, with booms in investment and manufacturing, just more all-time highs in the markets. And we would have seen a continued trend of increases in the markets that we saw in the last 2 years of the Biden-Harris presidency. Yep.
I mean, yeah, that is a fair take to have on it. I just personally, I believe that because of Donald Trump getting elected and the people he put in place, it has an economic advantage for our country.
So what have they done that has been an economic advantage for America?
Can you repeat that? Sorry, you cut out.
What have they done that has been an economic advantage for America?
I think his ideas to try and cut what we are spending was good. I think it was poorly executed.
Dude.
I think it was poorly executed.
No, stop. I'm being mean. Continue to speak. I won't interrupt you. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. I think it was poorly executed. I think the ideas he had were extreme, and if they were taken back a little bit, could have had an actual good implication into our world.
You understand that right now there's a civil war between Trump and Elon Musk because Elon Musk was tasked with weeding out wasteful government spending, and then Elon Musk called Donald Trump's policy wasteful government spending, and now there's civil fucking war. Like Donald Trump's BBB, $4 trillion in net-related spending, almost twice as much as every penny spent under the Biden-Harris administration in non-COVID related expenditure. Listen, I understand that like Donald Trump had Doge, Kamala Harris didn't, but like Kamala Harris without Doge is better for government expenditure than Donald Trump with Doge. Okay, and that's proved because guess what? Now we have a civil war between Elon and Trump. All because Elon just pointed out the objective fact that Donald Trump was going to balloon our national debt. Like now Donald Trump is even asking for Congress to remove the debt ceiling so he could spend even more and more and more and more and more.
So do you call that a civil war because it's two people of the same party going against each other now?
Yes.
Going back and forth?
Yes, that is. Yep, that's why
All
I call
right,
it a
yeah,
civil
I guess
war.
that's fair. That's fair. And to be fair, a lot of my support behind voting for Trump had to do with Elon being on his side. So this is definitely helping sway my interest, but I'm still definitely on the Republican side.
Okay, why? Because I proved everything that you've said wrong. Why are you still on the Republican side?
Because I'm still making money. And it's still going up for me on my end.
Bro, but you haven't been able to
Which-
tell me anything that Donald Trump has done to help you make more money. Like, listen.
The people he's put in place.
Listen. I'm sorry. This is seriously like me saying that I can attribute all the money I've made through the donations I receive from viewers of this live to Donald Trump's presidency. Like, I've grown my platforms since a year ago under Biden to now under Trump, okay? I went on Jubilee, got 16 million views. I went from 300,000 followers to close to 3 million on my main TikTok account. Went from 50K followers on my Instagram to 1.2 million followers on my Instagram. I have more social notoriety. I mean, shit, as we're having this discussion, we have 12.5 thousand people listening in. A year ago, I only had like 2,000 or 3,000 people listening in, okay? Like, I happen to be like better financially off now than I was a year ago. Okay, like, can I just basically attribute all of that to Trump the same way you are basically attributing your financial success to Trump?
No, but the reason I'm attributing it to that partially is because of the businesses that he supports and the people that he put into office supports.
Okay, who did he put into office and how did they cause you to be richer? Be very specific. Who has he put into what position and how did that benefit you?
Hold on, let me pull up the correct name so I don't get it incorrect for you, but I do have it. Give me one moment.
Yeah. While he's looking for that, oh my God, this conversation's brutal. While he's looking for that, I'd like to thank Samuel for the $10 over Venmo telling me to please check Elon's Twitter. Oh, don't worry, we've been talking about it all day long, Samuel. As well as Sid, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo, saying I feel like I missed a whole live, so I bet this has been talked about so much, but OMG, Elon's tweets, I can't. Oh yeah, Sid, we've been talking about it. In fact, we've been doing a lot of celebration too. Shout out to Sid in that chat for the 20. And James, oh my God, James, with the $100 donation over on Venmo saying, keep roasting MAGA. Oh, James, I do not intend to stop anytime soon. Thank you for the love, James. Everybody, please show some love to James down below in that comment section for the $100 donation. Oh my God, as well as Daniel with a $5 donation saying, please drink water. So I actually typically come equipped with water, but today I didn't. I just have an iced coffee. I probably do need to drink water. I'd also like to thank Lidda for the $10 over on PayPal. Thank you so much. All right, so you got an argument now? Guess not. Hello? Hello? All right, we're just going to move on to the next guest. Everyone, give us a minute. Everyone, give us a minute. Let's go ahead and see what our next guest has to say. Hey, what's going on? You support Trump, Jake?
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
07.
Great. How do you feel about a Massachusetts high schooler being detained by ICE on their way to volleyball practice?
Before we get into any of that,
okay.
I just like to say I did not contribute to the voting.
Yeah. You wanted because you were 17 at the time. Yeah.
Yes. And
have we already talked?
I don't think so. I think you let me in, but I was doing dishes.
Yeah, I don't remember talking to you either. Chat, did I have like a full conversation with Jake?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Did we? No. Okay. All right, take it away.
All right. How do you feel about the military standpoint?
Military standpoint. What do you mean?
Like for Trump and Joe Biden.
Well, I mean, I don't think that neither Trump or Joe Biden have done like much for the military. They've just kind of continued to operate with a larger budget every year. I mean, I don't know if like presidents ever do too much about the military. They just kind of say that they support it and they step back. Maybe like the biggest difference that we've seen is, like the support for veterans.
Yeah.
Right? Like Biden passed the massive PAC Act, which funded the VA another $800 million per year to provide their services to over 1 million new veterans that they didn't cover under Trump's first term. and then like Trump has rolled back on funding for the VA and cut funding for the VA. So I'd say that there's probably not much of a difference insofar as treatment of military, but there is a difference insofar as treatment of like veterans.
Yeah. So I believe like I don't really stand for either of them honestly, but I believe that Trump's like for the service, you know, he knows how to send troops for other places. I feel like the troops were kind of blindlessly roaming around other places. So
Okay, so what's your argument?
I just think that Trump can handle our troops better.
Okay, why? Like,
just because there's a bunch of troops on TikTok and everywhere that I've seen is like they've just think they're doing nothing, and now that Trump's in office and 2016 through 2020, you know. But I'd like to hear like how you think about that, because
yeah, I just think that there's like no substance to that claim.
Okay.
Why would that, like, I just don't think that like the draft dodger that is explicitly called for the termination of the Constitution would know how to like operate and run the military too well.
All right, well, that was short. I just wanted to come on and hear your point of views, because I'm going in the military, so I just want to.
Okay. Well, I mean, the moment that you take that oath to uphold and protect the Constitution is the day that you got to stop supporting Trump, because he explicitly called for its termination. But
yeah,
appreciate you for your time, Mr. Jake. What's up, Stevie? You MAGA?
Hey, what's going on? I would say I support the climate, the culture of the Republicans.
Are you driving?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna pull over to the side.
Oh, fuck, Stevie. Just hop back in that queue if you, like, whenever you get to where you're going. Don't feel the need to pull over. If I'm still live by the time where you get to wherever you're going, I'll let you up. All right. Let's see who's next. Who is next? Let's see here. Brianna with the $10 saying, Dean, are you following Greta Thunberg and the 11 other volunteers on their way to Gaza? Loosely. I want to follow them a little bit more closely. I think it's really admirable. As well as Jeff with the $10 saying, keep it coming and don't back down. Never will, Jeff. Thank you for the $10. And Victoria with a 5. I appreciate that. All right, what's going on? Bryce and J Buck, are you guys MAGA?
Yes.
Okay, how old are you?
19.
What year are you born in?
06.
06. And what time is it?
5.
5. What state are you in?
Alabama.
Alabama. Name 2 cities in Alabama.
Let's see, we got Mobile, Birmingham, Montgomery.
Oh, I hear the southern accent now. At the start, it sounded like a British accent. Don't worry. I know you're from Alabama. Don't worry, Bryce. I know you're from Alabama. Okay, take it away. Why do you support Trump? Why did he leave? He got like through all like the introductory questions, and then he left. What the fuck? God, dude. Oh, man. Okay, all right. By the way, still no statement from Trump about what Elon said. No statement at all. 0, nada. None. All right. We're going to go and move on to the next guest. Everybody. Let's go to get the next guest up in here. Woo! Okay, this might be the last guest of the live. I said that I'd do like a marathon live. I'm kind of like calming down a little bit, kind of getting tired. Satya, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love. Let's go ahead and load it up, see what Satya said while we're getting this next guest loaded into the live right now. All right, who is next? If you're in that queue, make sure that means you support Trump. Y'all already know the rules. Hell yeah. All right. Let's see here. Jay is his way. Got you loaded up. Okay, Satya. With $10. Let's see what she says. Here's another 10. Just wanted to make sure that you saw the news saying that Elon retweeted yes, calling for Trump's impeachment. All over the news at the moment. Oh my God. Beautiful. Beautiful. I don't think that they're going to have the spine to do it. I don't think that they're going to have the spine to do it. Man, listen. Donald Trump tried to steal the 2020 election. Yeah, for sure, Matt. Feel free to pop up. And Congress didn't even impeach him then. Did you guys know that? So there was an impeachment case in the American Congress after Donald Trump tried to steal 2020. Now, this was when Biden was the president. And Congress recognized that he tried to steal 2020 because he admitted to it, but they didn't know that they could impeach a prior president that isn't still in office. So they didn't pass it. Isn't that some crazy shit? Let's gonna get that next guest up here. What's going on? How old are you?
Hey, I'm 19.
Do you support Trump?
No, I didn't think I'd get up. But wait. I just want to ask.
What's our man? Welcome in.
Hey,
man.
what's up? Hey, how's it going?
It's going
So
fine.
I'll make this quick. I just wanted to. I think this case has the potential to be like Garcia level because of the nature of it, and people need to know about it because if we make a big deal, as we should, about the due process of Garcia, then this case is doubly so because this person was brought here as a child. He has no crimes. He has nothing going on. He's a good member of his community, and the fact that he's got caught up in this, I think, is an absolute travesty. So, if anybody doesn't know, his name is Marcelo Gomez, and he's from Massachusetts. He was on his way to volleyball practice, and he got picked up by ICE because they were looking for his father. And he was just today released on bond and is out, but he has to go back to his court date and everything. And if you're in the area, if you're in Massachusetts, if you know people who can like contribute to this, I highly recommend that you try to contribute because this person is a dreamer. He had no knowledge about coming here as a young child. It's not his fault. He has done nothing wrong, and yet he may be sent to a country that he does not know of. And I think that's fucking abominable.
So what's the charge?
Being undocumented. So
Okay,
the fact that he's here undocumented.
And you said, is he in DACA?
Well, technically,
he's a dreamer?
he's a dreamer. Technically, by the definition of it, because he was brought in as a child. So technically, he's a dreamer, but he's not under DACA. No, but DACA has been in the courts for so long that it really doesn't apply anymore. Anyway,
I really hope that the judge ends up doing what's right and just grants him like a stay or some type of residency.
well, he has a stay right now. He's been released. He has a stay right now, and he can't be deported anywhere. But it may be months and months and months until they actually get his case through. All I'm saying is that even if the case goes through, we should make it known that he shouldn't be deported at all because of the fact that he was here undocumented when he was 7 years old. It's not his fault, and for the fact that this is the only country that like he's known. So this is a terrible, terrible offense. I think if we make a big deal, which we should, about due process and all that, this is on that level because this is a person who has only known the United States as their home, and they'll be sent to a country that they don't know of.
See, this is just this is one of the many reasons why mass deportation is so incredibly immoral. Like if you support deporting this guy, like you just don't have a heart, man. You just don't.
Yeah, I mean, he's a no contributor to the community. Goes to church twice a week. He's active in his volleyball. He was supposed to go to state, or he wanted to know if they went to state. I mean, he was on his way to practice, for God's sakes, right? I mean, he's someone who is as ingrained in America as anybody else, and yet they picked him up simply for the fact that they were looking for his father, and they found out that like he too is undocumented. So like, hey, why not? If you can support this person going back to a country that they had never known of, like, he was 7 years old. He has no idea. He probably didn't even speak the language, and yet we want to like send him back. I think that is absolutely insane. So if you're somebody who's like very interested in this, or you're in Massachusetts, people are staging walkouts. People are staging in schools walkouts. They're like going and they're like peacefully protesting. I think that's how we do it because of the fact that this has to be known that you simply cannot deport someone who is like 17 and who has known this country for all their lives. Like it's just wrong.
I agree, 110%. And
All
I
right.
really hope he
Well,
doesn't
thank
end
you.
up getting deported.
Yeah.
That's so heartbreaking.
All right.
Man.
Thank you, Dean.
Yeah, of
Yep.
course. I appreciate you for joining and bringing that up, Matt.
Yeah, thank you, Dean.
It's just so incredibly heartbreaking. It's so fucking heartbreaking. And it's like there's so many things that are going on right now and have been in like American politics that, stuff like that gets overshadowed. Like right now that's getting overshadowed by the fact that Trump is on the Epstein files, and the only reason he hasn't let them be released, even though he promised it, is because he's on them. You know what I mean? It's like there's so many bad things going on in America. we need to, remember to not forget about, like this 19-year-old, the 17-year-old being deported, and how incredibly terrible that is. You know what I mean? That's why I think that it's really important for us to all be involved in our local communities. Because the way that I think about it, if we are all involved in, like nationwide politics, talking about Trump and whatnot, but also very involved in like local politics, there won't be any issue that's overlooked. You know what I mean? So I think it's important. If I could recommend you guys to do one thing today, it's to be more deported in local politics tomorrow than you were yesterday, right? Because it matters. It really matters. All right, everybody. I am going to go ahead and end my live now. But before we do, so don't leave yet, holy crap. Today was crazy. Today was nuts. Holy crap. Okay, let's recap over a couple of things. So we figured out that Trump is named on the Epstein files, confirmed by somebody in the administration, Donald Trump's right-hand man. We know that the only reason why he didn't want to release them is because he was named in the Epstein files. We know that Elon Musk thinks that Donald Trump should be impeached. We know that, what else do we know? Oh, we know that Elon Musk, big, beautiful businessman, that's everything that the right has been saying, thinks that Donald Trump's tariffs are going to cause a recession in the latter half of this year. What a crazy day. What a crazy day it was. Okay. All right. Well, let's find somebody to raid. Let me load up TikTok. And guys, if you want to follow me on Instagram and join my Discord, you can find them in the link tree in my bio. As soon as Donald Trump, posts a response to what Elon's been saying, it'll be blasted on my Instagram story and in my Discord. So I'm going to try to keep you guys up to date with what's going on. Follow me on Instagram, and join my Discord. And I might even end up doing like a shorter live later on Instagram, just kind of covering what his response would be. Because I can only assume that he'll end up giving it a response today. Okay, I'm actually going to send you guys over to somebody's live that you may not know. And I want you guys to give her like the biggest raid ever. So their name is Xena. And right now they're debating people that think like racial science is true. So their background is racial science is false. And Xena is an incredibly educated, smart individual. In fact, she debated Jordan Peterson too. So the spelling of the username is ZINAAWEENAA. I need to put y'all on to Xena, okay? She also does feminism debates. She does God debates. She does abortion debates. And she knows her shit. She knows her shit. So I'm gonna say out the spelling of the name, and then if you guys could spam into the comment sections, I'll pin it. So that is ZINAAWEENAA. ZINAAWEENAA. There it is. So that's her @. It's in the pin message right now. If you want to see some more debates, y'all should all go head over to Xena's account. So before we started the raid, she had like 130 people in there. Right now she's at 700. If we could get her to like 2,000 or 3,000, okay, that'd be based. That'd be so based. And she's over on TikTok. So yeah, join my Discord and follow me on Instagram. I'll be posting updates about Donald Trump's response to this nonsense. And go raid Xena. Once again, it's pinned on TikTok and spammed in the YouTube live comment section. Once again, that's all her TikTok accounts. So love you all. Please go show her some love. She's a great debater. She deserves the. She really deserves the attention. I'm gonna put y'all on, but love you guys. I'm gonna go and head out for the evening. Bye bye. Bye, YouTube.